Being uncomfortable is a thrill because after you get rid of that uncomfortability, you feel proud of what you accomplished. For real, chat. It really all comes down to being able to work through the emotions, man. Work through the laziness. Work through the anxiety. Work through the doubt. You can work through that shit, bro. You have anything in that you want, cause you won't stop until you get it. Okay, who wants to go first? I'm gonna do Brendan. I think I did see your name the first time I was in this bitch. What's good, brother? What's going on? Clear your conscience, man.
There you go. There you go. There you go. What's going on, Ty? Oh shit. What's going on?
What's good, gang? What's good, gang?
All right, bam. So boom. Real simple little question right here. Me, myself, my name Brandon, if you ain't know. Um, I always kind of wonder with your spirituality and your own personal growth, how like what's your foundation? Like what did you build your spirituality off of when it comes to your foundation?
Never giving up on myself. I look at myself like I'm a gift from God. I'm a temporary gift from God. My body, my experience, my time is limited, and I will never give that up or give up on that for anything or betray that. And that's not on some cocky shit. It's just like I was a gift from God the day I was born, and I'm gonna have to give my body and all this experience back when I die and go in the graveyard.
Yeah, I feel that. The reason why I asked that, if you don't mind me elaborating, is with me, I noticed that like with my spirituality and all that derived from, it was like some similar to what you said a while back. Was like you said, spirituality chose me, I didn't choose it, type
Right.
thing. Like I felt that heavy or whatever. So, and I also started noticing connections, and I'm sure you notice this too, especially with your progression with music. Proud of you about this.
Yeah,
Proud
for
of you about
sure.
Yeah,
Appreciate that, brother.
especially with music, like you definitely find out that every facet of life, whether that be literally life itself, spirituality, game, music, it all comes from the same like base of communication. And I always like see that like even with let's say you learning, you take a note, you can say a note is a letter. You put a few letters together, you make a word. You can what's a word to music? That's a chord. You know what I mean? That turns to a chord progression or a sentence. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Same shit. Everything is
Same
expression.
shit. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really have to like any hard, oh, how do I get this bitch type questions. I just more like
Yeah,
want
no,
to
you said what you wanted to say
the
though.
conversation. I'm gonna let the other men in here have their chance to speak because I know that they really pressed about some shit.
For sure, I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Everybody pressed about something, man. We all pressing something, man. We
yeah,
all we all
totally.
hunting we all hunting something at the end of the day.
I
Appreciate it,
gotta
bro.
get out of here too, man.
For sure.
For sure.
Come on, what's up with the shade, chat? Why we gotta throw shots? Um, good question though. Good question. Oh, who wanna go next, man? Who wanna go next? W call for sure. Hello?
Hello. Uh, yeah.
What's good, G? What is that profile picture?
It's from a show I be watching. Blue Lock, if you know.
That's the soccer show, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Isagi or something like that.
Yeah, I was in the chat earlier. I was asking you a few questions. Some dumber than others, but we don't talk about it.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
wondering.
just ask the question. Yeah,
All
one
right, I
call
was
is here.
wondering.
The best time.
All right, how do I lead a conversation into teasing slash flirting?
Well, tell me how you think first, and then we can work with that.
Okay, okay. So, so my thought process up until 2 days ago was
No, no,
that
not a few days ago. Right now. What is it right now?
okay, right now, all I think about is teasing is, I mean, or flirting is that I have to wait for her to say something and then I go off that. But what I'm seeing with other people is they're able to start flirting, starting with themselves. Like they can start talking and then they can randomly throw something flirty in there. But I can't do that, so I'm wondering how I can, you know.
Well, at the most basic level, the number one thing that's going to stop you from doing that is being scared to say what you want to say.
Yeah, but I've already been practicing. Like I've been
You
like
can't you
experience
can't you
experience
can't
wise.
practice a lack of fear. Either you're bold or you're not. You know what I'm saying? So at the
Yeah.
base, that's the most basic thing that's gonna stop you is not being bold enough to say something that's flirty or could lead to some tension or
Hmm.
teasing. Like I said, because it's all teasing is really about alluding to something, speaking in a way which is enticing. It invites more curiosity. It invites conversation in a deeper nature. And this is on a more advanced side. This isn't just, hey, introduce yourself and make sure your tone of voice is calm. And this isn't, hey, make sure your eye contact is good. At this point, we on the level of conversation manipulation.
So,
That's what teasing will often do in a conversation. It will manipulate the conversation from a regular topic, or y'all could be
yeah,
having jokes, y'all could be having fun, and it turns it into a whole different direction.
that that
It's
is what
like
I'm
dropping
missing.
a bomb. It's like dropping a grenade in the room. It's like, whoa, oh shit, here we about
Yeah,
to get a surprise kind of.
yeah. Like
And
during the
go ahead.
what I was about to say was during the conversation. Yeah, she's smiling, she's laughing, but I'm not personally feeling anything from the conversation. It feels like uh, it feels boring to me, but it's fun to her. So like I'm like, what's going on here? So that's why I was thinking teasing it might be the thing I need to go deeper. I feel like the questions I ask are boring, but I guess the way I talk to her, she likes it.
Teasing is not okay. You can tease with a question, but a question is not teasing. You get what I'm saying? Like I can tease through a joke. I could tease through a question. I could tease through a statement. I could tease through uh, my eyes.
Hmm.
Like if I like, I could be teasing if I look at her lips and then look back at her eyes, or she could be teasing and she look down at my and then look back up at me. She ain't got to say nothing. Do you
Mm,
see how this is alluding? It's
yeah.
enticing. It's like teasing makes you say now what or what's next. That's why they call it sexual tension because the tension comes from the anticipation. You're anticipating like what's about to happen. So she looked down at your dick and then look back up at your eyes, but don't even say nothing. It's like, whoa. So what? It got you guessing. It got you. You want to anticipate it, but you don't know. This is
So
how all these dots connect.
the mysteriousness of it is what you're trying to say?
It's not really a mystery because you both know, but it's just not being
Yeah.
directly addressed. It's hinting.
Uh,
It's like leading on. It's a build
and
up.
at any point, do you actually you go bold enough to say what you both are thinking, or
Of
what
course, of
you?
course you can, but it's the pace. It's the pace that really makes it teasing. What's the
Okay.
to me the opposite of teasing would be just being super blunt
Yeah.
and rushing and being very fast.
Hmm.
Now I'm not saying going slow means you're good at teasing or going slow means you're good at building sexual tension. It's just like when you tease, you let it simmer a little bit. You let it like you let the moment marinate. You vibe it out a little bit.
So I okay. My last thing.
But it's an
I think
art. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
an example of that would be let's like what would it like? Yeah, I learned better with examples. So what would example of that be?
Your example is only going to come from your experience.
So I gotta okay. So I just,
Cause I can give a million examples. Like what did I say? I said you can tease through a question, you can tease through a statement, you can tease through a compliment, you can tease through anything. I can make a compliment. I say, you got some really nice lips or some really pretty lips or something like that, right? Now, let's say she already in my crib, she already sitting on my couch or
hmm.
whatever. Or we be talking about something like which our favorite features about each other. I've never talked to a woman about this before. But let's say she says something to me like, "Oh, you have nice lips or nice eyes or something like that," or blah blah blah. And then after, I'm making this up. I'm not even giving you an example. This is an example, but this is all made up. Let's say she says something like, "Oh, I like your lips," or "I like your eyes," or something like that. Let's go with the lips one, right? And
Hmm.
she says, "I like them," and I say, if you like how they look, you gonna love how they feel, right?
Oh,
I'm teasing her because I didn't tell her I wanted to kiss her, or I didn't say give me a kiss. All I said was if you like how they look, then you gonna love how they feel. but it's enticing. It's inviting her to want a kiss. It's inviting her to think about a kiss. Because how else would she feel my lips? Was she going to touch them and push them and squeeze them with her fingers, or she's going to touch them with her lips?
Touching with her
So
lips.
it's like talking about it without talking about it. So that's the compliment example. Then I could even, I'm going to just make some shit off the top of my head. Teasing through a question. Let's say I said something like, see, I'm very witty, sarcastic. So I can ask a backhanded question. Like, let's say, she just sit on my bed or something like that, jump on my bed. I'm like, girl, you gotta be careful about how you jump on my bed. And she say, why? Or she like, huh? And I'm like, with all that ass, you gotta be, like, I might, like, that's kind of more blunt. That's not even like teasing necessarily. But I actually scratched that example. I'm just making a joke. I try to think of something that was like very witty or sarcastic to it. But a lot of this shit can be playing off of what just happened. Like, I just thought of her jumping on my bed, and then I say something from that, or it could be anything. It could come from anywhere. So that's why it's really no way to give you an example, because it's like it could be from anything. You can cook with anything.
So going off of what she says, whether you can lead the
I'm not
conversation.
going off of what she says. Didn't in the first example. So with the first example, it went off of her saying the thing about the lips, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's really going off of what I said, because I'm the one who teased with it. All she did was give me a compliment.
You're leading. You're leading
I'm
into that.
leading by making it somewhat sexual or somewhat alluding to it. I'm leading because I'm the one that's making it lead to something. All she said was, "I like your lips." All I could say is thank you, right?
Yeah.
But I lead or I start teasing if I say something like, "Oh, if you like how they look, you gonna love how they feel." They feel even better than, or if I say something like they feel even better than they look. Yeah, I'm trying to be funny, I'm trying to make it playful, but like I'm teasing with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she say something like, "Oh, I guess it's only one way to find out." And then I say, "Come here." And then you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
just made that whole progression up.
Mm-hmm. All right, I see what you mean now.
But let's say
Oh,
she didn't make the statement about my lips, right?
yeah.
And you want to work on leading it without going off of what she said. And this is where we're going to end it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to know how you're trying to alley-oop yourself. So what I would say in my older videos is I would say something like, think about, no, I don't want to overcomplicate this because it seems like I can't give you a complicated answer. I got to really simplify this for you. If I'm thinking about leading it to where I want to go, I have to know what alley oop I'm trying to pivot from. Right? You know anything about basketball?
Yeah. I'm not good at it, but
Right.
yeah, I know.
Or if you do a layup, or if you're gonna take a shot, you gotta know: am I shooting from the corner? Am I shooting over there? Am I shooting at the top of the key? Where am I shooting from? Before you even take the shot, right? You gotta like kind of see where you're going alley oop from. That's how you'll
Setting
be able to
yourself
lead it.
up.
So I might know I'm gonna give myself an alley oop from. I could even reverse it. I could even tell her she has some nice lips. But I know this is where I'm gonna shoot from. I'm not shooting yet, but this is where I want to shoot from. And then I say something like, "You got nice lips," and then she say, "Thank you." Like, we already in a place where she's comfortable with me. She trusts me. A lot of flirting going on. We know what it is, right?
Yeah.
And I compliment her lips, and she say, "Thank you, I appreciate that." And then I ask a question, and I say, "It makes me want to ask a question," right? And she says, "What? What's the question?" And then I reverse it and I say, "I wonder, do they feel better than they look?" So we just reverse it. She didn't even. I'm not going off of what she said, but I'm pivoting off my alley oop, and I'm using the same situation I just made up 2 minutes ago.
The opposite.
Right.
Uh,
But don't copy and paste chat.
no,
I
no,
swear I just made that up off the top of my head. You could do this from anything. You could do this from I don't know. I see some niggas do
I
some shit like, "Oh, I'm hungry," and then he said, "Ask her what she want to eat," and then she said, "I don't know. I got to taste some Chinese. What you want to eat?" And then he look her up and down, and don't even say nothing. Then she say, "Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking about what I want to eat right now." And she say, "What do you mean you thinking about it?" Like, dog, this shit could be anything.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
It could
based on
come from anywhere.
very situational, I'm guessing. Hmm.
It's situational, but you could make up the situation. You could create it. You could set yourself up, throw yourself the alley oop.
Hmm. Hmm. All right, I appreciate it.
Creative is
It
that
gave me
chat. What you want to eat one wasn't even creative. That's like a basic. It get real deep, but this all we're gonna give for now.
all right,
Appreciate it, bro. Like we really good at teasing. Like I probably can't even remember half the situations I done spun off of, cause it's like you really get the best moves in the moment. And it could come from anything. Dog. I remember I said something to a chick, right? I said something like you pretty or something like that. And she said something like, I look even better next to you. And I was like, now that's the bold part, right? Now based on what I say after that though, can tease or be direct or be flirty or be charming or be charismatic. I have any choice to flavor this shit up how I want it to taste. But that's up to me. Now, if I wanted to tease her after she said that, what could I say? If I wanted to charm her after I said that, what could I say? If I wanted to be nice after she said that, what could I say? For example, we came up with that shit earlier. The dude say, "Oh, she texted me, I miss you." What should I say? Me, I like being seductive. So when a statement like that, what I used to say, or would say to women when they say something like "I missed you," I would say, "Come see me then." Or what's more seductive is come show me how much you miss me. Cause even the word throwing the word show me, it will make her imagine how she'll show me that she misses me. So then she might play out what am I gonna do? Am I gonna give him a kiss? Or am I going to jump in his arms? Am I going, it's a little bit more explicit things we could talk about. But even the word, even putting show me how much you miss me in there, that's alluding or teasing something like, how do you want me to, she could even say, how do you want me to show you? Or, bro, this shit could spin off of anything, bro. Or you could be nice and say, I miss you too. Or you could be charming and say, thank you, I was thinking about you all week. You can choose to play it however you want to, but I like to refer to myself as the sensei of seduction. You gotta have social skills and situational awareness to get to this level, and you only gonna get that through experience. See, I can help you. I can help you start thinking and recognizing shit, but I can't help you. I can't help your playmaking ability if you don't start making plays. Really. Because the reason I can make plays off of, dog, you can give me a sliver of a scratch of nothing and I'll turn that shit into a gourmet meal. Because I've been put in so many different situations where I had to work on that. It doesn't come from a video. It didn't come from a conversation or how to do it. It's just like you start being able to think quicker when you force yourself to think quick. When you start putting yourself in situations, then you gotta fight back with the shit. All right, Putty said I'm here. Hello?
Hello? Yo,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yeah, what's good, G? What's good, G? What's good, G?
You know what? I'm just okay. Just had to mute stream real quick.
Oh, okay.
Um, Now I just want to say, first of all, big respect for your vision. Um, it's super inspiring to me, and I'm sure a whole lot of other people in the chat could agree.
Appreciate that, dog.
Yeah. So actually, yo, should I come on?
Do what you want to do. You could straight ask your two questions, or run your movie. Run your movie, player.
All right, all right, all right. Fuck it. Oh, what is this? Oh, okay.
Bro,
Hi.
what's up with you, bro?
No, I was just fooling around with this stuff. I don't know, but yeah. So I actually wrote down some questions. I
We
actually wrote down
capped
some
it
good
at
stuff.
2. The chat we all agreed on 2.
Yeah, it's all
You
good.
gotta change this shit, my boy. Why are we looking at Cocoa Melon or something, bro?
Bro, I do not know how to change it. All right, so first question though. So I have a lot of like besides the video, just try to ignore it. But I have a whole lot of different interests and
As the great Steve once said, a question starts with who, what, when, where, why, how.
So I have a whole lot of interests, and I know that you as a creator, you kind of have to take all these different interests that you have and bring them together in a way that people can cohesively like absorb and take in and then understand as information. So how would you recommend that I take all of these interests and instead of choosing one to focus on, is it possible to do well in every like in as many as you can? If you understand what I mean.
By do well, you mean get views?
No, like for example, I got like I'm a student right now in university. Um, I got like a art thing I'm doing like for custom shoes, and I'm trying to do like a licensing for financial advice and brokering. So
Mm.
it's a whole lot of random stuff, but would you say focusing on one thing and being great at it is better than spreading out your brain power and basically trying to do as many things like within reason, of course?
There is no answer to that. Like, somebody will get up here and tell you, take one thing and master that shit. Get really good at it. And then somebody will tell you, do what the fuck you want. I mean, realistically speaking, if you took any of those and only devoted yourself and focused on it, it'd be different than if you had 3 things that take up your time. I mean, it's just typical math, right? One thing takes 100% of your time. 2 things get 50% of your time each. 3 things get like 33 point some number of your time, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It's just with me. I have a million side quests.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
None of these books behind me, except the art of seduction, have anything to do with anything I talk about on on content. I'm a living room full of instruments.
Hmm.
Um, I can go on and on. I'm also rolling back into school. Well, that kind of ties in. That the major is relevant to what I do, but bro, I'm one of them. I do a million side quests, dog. It's just me. I just like filling in buckets in different places. It'd be boring to me to stay in one area, but some people do stay in one area and get really great at it.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather did boxing his whole life and was a great boxer. We could come up with it over and over. You know what I'm saying? That's your choice.
All right, thank you. And I got the last question, kind of like, hold on. Oh yeah, so sometimes I find it when I'm kind of trying to ignore chat right now. Um,
Check out you blushing.
yeah, they on my shit, bro. Um, so when you have like this fire to you have big aspirations, right? Like as I've seen clearly, we've all seen. How do you um how do you remain grateful and humble with what you have and still have that like undying fire to go to some next lengths, like almost as if you have nothing. You know, when you have nothing, you
Yeah,
have a
you
desire
maintain the
to
hunger,
achieve
right?
the hunger, right? And like, because sometimes I'll be like, I'm really comfortable right now, but if I'm comfortable, how can I also have a hunger or like have a switch that I can
You
turn on to be
can.
like, okay, it's time to
You
go.
can. Yeah, you can. Um, I love to practice gratitude. I love to remind myself like I'm grateful to have my own crib. I'm grateful to have two rooms in my crib. I'm grateful to have my what I drive, the channels, what I make. But I'm that doesn't mean that you have to be comfortable. And being comfortable is something that happens naturally. It's not natural to excuse me, to always challenge yourself. That's not natural. What's natural is to be comfortable. We naturally want to be comfortable. We naturally want to be safe. So to not get comfortable is something that is unnatural, meaning you have to fucking do it. You have to remind yourself. Hunger, without having that fire behind you. Like, let's say if I didn't, make a video, my rent not gonna get paid, or if I didn't pass this test, I'm gonna get evicted from my crib or kicked out by my parents. Like, without that fire behind your back, like without that pressure, you gotta create your own pressure. Like, you gotta create what pressures you.
Mm.
And for me, it's impacting lives. For me, it's I put bread on people's tables. Like, I look out for people. So it's for me, it's I love to see my potential manifest. We gotta what creates that pressure. For me, I would hate to see myself go broke and be a bum, and you gotta create pressure on yourself.
Yeah, I see. That makes sense.
For sure.
All right, thank you, Ty.
All right, change that background, bro. Gee, my man think he in Turks and Caicos and what's going on there?
All right, what's up?
What's good, man?
So
What's good, brother?
I ain't never really had a problem with like the whole game thing. It's just second nature to me. Like I ain't never had problem bagging women that I want and stuff like that. But my question is like separating game from like your relationship. Like it's certain stuff I do to just fuck around with somebody and have fun that I wouldn't do with, my girl. Cause like I ain't wanting to play games with somebody I'm taking serious.
Well, I don't. My game ain't playing games. So I even when I was in a relationship, my game don't stop. So what do you?
Like the game, you're right, it wouldn't stop in that relationship or whatever, but it's just certain stuff I wouldn't do that it would show I'm
Like
not really
what? So
good
let's see if you really talking about game. Like what?
with. I
How you
don't even know
going
if I
to try
can
to eliminate something you don't even know what it is?
like it's just something to think about. Something I had to think about because like I be like I don't be in my head, but it's not for the wrong. I be in my head, but it's not for the wrong reason.
Yeah, but I'm saying you
Like
said it's things that you. So you like how do you take the game out of your relationship? And you said it's things that you wouldn't do, in a relationship that you would do when you're not in one. Like, and I said like what? Your hard drive started rendering.
yeah, this is something I could think on more. Like I can't pinpoint it. It's just like I stopped doing certain things that I would have done to like some random female, and I'm just trying to like focus.
Well, let me just go ahead and answer the entire question, bro. Game supersedes, or I don't want to use super big words. My game is how I live. It's how it's in me. It's a part of me. So if I have a girlfriend, if I have zero woman, if I'm getting a job, if I'm meeting my girl's parents, if I'm saying hello to my neighbor, if I'm making a plan for how my crib will look or what I'm aware today. It's all coming from my level of game. That's what I should say, level of game. If your level of game is on playing games or tricks or being deceitful to get what you want, then maybe you thinking when you're in a relationship you're gonna stop playing games. That's not how I think. My game is about positioning. My game is how I choose to think and how I choose to live. So when I get a girlfriend or a wife, that'll be a part of my game. how our relationship is configured, the rules, the boundaries to it, the requirements I have in the relationship. When I go to get that job, how do I dress the interview? How do I dress up for the interview? How do I go in the room and greet the person that's interviewing me? This is all coming from my game, how I think, how I live. See, dudes who think like when I get in a relationship, my game turned off. Those the dudes that look at game as getting woman, like it's game as like, and then even then, if whatever I did or whoever I was to get her is the same nigga I am after I got her. When she met me and I was funny and I was charming and I was smart, whatever reason she liked me, if I'm a man, that's not gonna change.
Yeah, that never changes. That continues.
Right, but you're saying this, so what are you saying?
Basically, like the law, like not like an actual law, but like you'll hear some people be like the law and all this stuff like that. Like to give up, I'm not gonna say a principle or something like that because I wouldn't like change myself or like do something that I wouldn't normally do
So just call it
for
for what it
somebody.
is. Call it. Just say what it is. Stop thinking it's hard. Just say the first thing that you want. Just say what you mean. Because you think about what you want to say, now you changing all the answers. Just say what you want to say.
All right, say I'm texting a girl and like we having a conversation and then like I just stop talking to her because it's like I don't want to get her the time out my day.
Okay.
But with my girl, I get her like that little bit of time on my day to like text back or something like that.
So why wouldn't you give the first girl your time? This is going to change. This is going to tell us about the game that you think you have. What's the reasoning behind the first one? Remember, don't think about the answer. Don't think about the answer. Just say what you want to say. Why wouldn't she get that time? First thing, quick.
She, she not my girl, simple.
So she's not your girl. So
That's it. Like if you're not my girl, I don't feel like I should give you the time on my day. Or if I'm not trying to get you to that point, then I don't really see a point in me indulging in a conversation with you that much or giving you too much of my time.
right. So how's that playing the game though? I just view that as she didn't earn my time.
Hmm.
But if you saying it on the way like, oh, I'm just pretending to be busy or I'm ignoring her to ignore her or like that ain't game. But it is game to have a to rank women differently. Like, okay, you ain't my girl yet. But when you are my girlfriend, there's certain you're chosen at that point. I chose you. I picked you. So there's privileges you have. You earned my respect on some level. You earned my etc. Like you earn more from me to be able to get promoted to that position. And one of those might be more of my time.
Hmm.
So ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Second question. No, I ain't got one. I appreciate that though.
All right, for sure, bro.
All right.
Yo, that's that nigga's head, bruh. That's that nigga's head. Hold on, what's the shit, bro? What's the other shit? This is what's going on in his head, right here. just got who wanna go next? Who next, man? Who wanna go next?
Yo,
Yo, what's good, G? What's good, G?
what's good? I'm
All right,
cool.
two questions with it, brother. Let's hop right into it.
Now,
I only got one question, but before I get to it, you know what I'm saying? Blessings on your success on YouTube and everything. 400K on the way. All that, all love, all that. So my question is, I remember
Appreciate
you
that, gang.
that you mentioned. No problem. I remember that you mentioned to separate the emotion from the action itself. Can you go a little more in depth on that?
Can you provide the context of what you're talking about?
Uh, I, I mean, a quick example on that is like, say if you were to see a shorty that you want, or whatever the case is, you don't feel like going at it. You may not feel confident. You may not feel that you think that you're gonna get her, whatever the case is, but you do it anyway. If that makes sense.
Right. My emotions don't control my actions. That's it. It's not a strategy or something to be explained. It's just realizing that at the end of the day, you choose what you do at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
If I look at somebody working out in the gym and he did a workout and it's 4 sets of 12 reps, right? It's 12
yeah,
push-ups, that's 1 set. 12 push-ups, that's 2 sets. 12 push-ups, right? Do I know how this nigga felt?
probably not. No,
No.
not at
All I
all.
know is that he did the push-ups. And if you focus more on what you want to do and then just do it, instead of focus on what you want to do and then start thinking about how you feel and then start thinking about how you feel and then start thinking about how because of how you feel you shouldn't do it and because of how you feel you're right and then a bad ain't gonna do that. A
Right.
man
So
who's
then,
about business or stands on business ain't gonna do that. I love it. I love what Rosebud said. The nigga said, "Is the music too loud, Chad?" I wanted to play the music on some lotion in the background, but I don't need it. I'll just cut it off. The point was, who really about business only wants something for a maximum, no more than 10 seconds. And really, that's really like 2 or 3, 2 seconds. I see her. I think she's pretty or attractive. She caught my eye, so I want to go talk to her. I'm already walking over there.
right. So then, where does the programming stem from? Where a lot of people will allow their emotions to dictate whether they do something or don't do something.
I don't know. I just know my actions and believing in what I'm gonna do stems from trusting myself.
Got you. So that's the only question I got though.
Yeah, that just stems from I go for what I want. That's a very simple route. I go for what I want. Whether it's a woman I want to approach, a job opportunity I want to apply for, a book I want to read, a statement I want to make. I speak my mind, right? I say what I mean and I mean what I say. That's a part of going for what I want. Um, I attack my goals, right? This is you go for what you want or you don't. That's where it stems from. And in the process, right, you start to convince yourself, you start to build that confidence because it's like I don't really give a fuck about the result. All I know is I believe in myself enough to try.
Right. You don't never lose nothing on betting on yourself.
You can't lose. And in fact, I'm so arrogant. I will push all my chips to the edge of the table and lose it all and get it back. That's how much I believe in myself. It's a
Right.
gambling addiction. What do other people have? What's the opposite of this? I'm so afraid I'll bet on anything else except myself. I'll bet on my car. I'll bet on my clothes. I'll bet on my height. I bet you she won't like me because I'm not tall enough. I bet you she'll like me because I got this designer on. I bet you she'll like me because I got a nice car. I'll bet on anything except myself. Because I don't believe in myself. I don't trust myself enough to bet on it, on me. So I'll bet on other things. I'll bet on the statistics of only 10% men getting women. I'll bet on what this YouTuber told me not to do. I'll bet on my clothes, I'll bet on anything. I'll bet on her followers on Instagram, meaning I can't get her. I'll bet on anything except myself.
Gotcha. And through this old combo and everything, I actually do got one more question before I head out.
Go ahead, bro.
So I do remember that you said the two of the main components when it comes to getting the woman,
Mm-hmm.
is trust and comfortability.
Right.
So if you were to flip it, what would be things that a woman would do? What would be those two main components or main components for a woman to get a man, if that makes sense?
Why?
Like, I don't, it's like something to kind of like can make a connection with it. It's like, all right, cool. I understand that trust and comfortability is important for a woman. But as a man, what could like I could use to compare that to like kind of understand why that is so important for women to kind of get like a better understanding of it. If you
So
kind of get what I'm saying, it
you
kind of
want
sounds
to you want to
crazy.
understand a woman by thinking about what's important to a man? That doesn't even make
How?
sense. You were better off
I
asking
don't,
why is trust and comfortability so important to them.
basically, yeah. I get yeah. That's what I'm trying to ask. That's what I'm trying to get at. Why is trust and comfortability so important for women? Like that gets them to open up and everything.
Right, you could have just been direct. Why is that so important? I know you said this, but why is that so important?
Yeah.
Well, start with this. With trust and comfortability comes security.
Uh-huh.
It is something about a woman's nature that when they feel secure, they open up. Whether it's their legs, their mind, their hearts, right? They just
Yeah.
open up. Whatever it is that she opens up, they just open up when they feel they can trust you, they feel comfortable, and they feel secure, right? Now,
Uh-huh.
this allows them to be vulnerable without feeling that they're putting themselves in a risky position, or it allows them to feel safe. If they don't feel safe, again, this is also in a woman's nature that safety is very important to them because it's naturally in their mind to think like about safety and security. I don't know if it has to do with them bearing children and wanting to think about the safety of this. She could literally have 0 children, and it's in a woman's nature to think about safety and security. That's
Yeah.
a feminine. That's a part of a feminine quality. Where it was though masculinity is about risk. It's about assertiveness. It's about things of that nature, right?
Yeah.
Which is why, on the opposite of that, is why leading and dominance and masculinity is so important because that creates safety and security because you're leading. If you're following a good leader or submitting to somebody who has good leadership, then you feel that you're in good hands, right? You feel secure.
And it also
But
allows them to be free in their emotions.
it allows them to be free. If the environment is safe and right, imagine that when you're on a roller coaster, if there was no security, you would not feel comfortable being on a roller coaster. You wouldn't even want to get on the ride. If
Oh
they
no, I
said,
got
"Hey,
on
you
the
can get on
ride.
this bitch, but it ain't no seatbelt," and sometimes the swing goes off the cliff, you wouldn't even get on it because you wouldn't even be able to enjoy the ride. You would be thinking about your safety.
Right. I actually was reading Where is the Superior Man, and David he had brought up like he compared a woman's emotions to like the ocean itself. And when as a man you're not free and you don't take the lead and you don't play your role correctly, you kind of build up walls around around the ocean and kind of make a swimming pool almost. That's kind of what he compared it to. So it's like
Right, and continue what was meant to be implied from that.
what I was trying to imply from that
Right.
was why is it that as a man it's like we can't well I mean I'm not gonna say as a man why do yeah I'm really trying to find my words, hold on. All right, I know how I want to say this. Why do we not really get taught about this in the sense of dealing with women or just dealing with people
Cause
and just
you don't
emotions
have
and
to get
everything?
taught this. It's natural. Listen, a man that is naturally in his masculine energy does not have to be taught this. He'll naturally be assertive. who naturally take the lead in situations. It's when your confidence is beat down, your insecurities are inflated, and you doubt yourself as a man that you stem away from this kind of energy.
Right.
And on the opposite for women, it's when their securities are taken away, and then they can't depend on a man. So what do you get? A hyperinflation of independence. I'm a boss, bitch. This is coming in spite of a man. Like, I can't depend on a man, so I gotta secure my own shit. I gotta be independent, right?
Yeah.
That's literally the opposite for a man. Instead of being Mr. Independent, instead of taking, and I'm not talking about as an adult, she pays her own bills and can pay for her own management of life.
Yeah, I get
I'm
you.
not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, well, an example for a man is that in the opposite of that, he's not into his independence. He leads into his insecurities, and he's really emotional, and he lacks assertiveness, and he lacks the ability to have confidence.
He prioritizes
And a
love.
woman can be confident and still not be in masculine energy, or be all about being independent. But the idea of submission in and of itself is dependence. You depend on what you submit to or who you submit to.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. That's all I got for today. That's all the questions I got. Appreciate you.
For sure.
I ain't gonna lie, that second question was crazy though. That just started off a little crazy, but you know what I'm saying? Came around
I
to
understood what you meant though when you said to help me understand why. So I got what you meant.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
Dojo to the moon.
I went deeper, but the simple answer is like, if trust and comfortability is important, because if you're trying to flirt or you're trying to talk to her and she doesn't trust you or she's comfortable, she's gonna hold back what she wants to say, or she's gonna hold back from sharing information with you, or she'll be uncomfortable in sharing that information, so she probably won't share it at all. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the
But yeah,
surface
Dojo
level
to the
answer.
moon now.
Yeah, for sure. Dojo to the moon, man.
So.
All right, chat. Who want to go next? Way the Superior Man. That's a great book right there. He has so much knowledge at a young age, Ty. Universal wisdom, brother, has nothing to do with age. It's tapping in with self. The soul has no age, man. It's intuition. How does intuition know something you don't? It's tapping into a place of knowledge that has nothing to do with you, your age, who you are, where you're from. Conversation for another day. Who want to go next though? Devon Newart.
Yo.
Yeah, what's good, G? What's good, G? What's good?
What's poppin'? I ain't really got no question for you. I literally just popped in here, but I've been like watching your shit for a long time, bro. I've been in the Patreon. I got a lot of value from you, bro. Like right now I'm in a relationship, and like one thing I battle with in my relationship, I feel like I'm a leader. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've grown
or
up.
are you?
I am, for sure.
All right.
Every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Winning every day. But one thing that I feel as though in my relationship that I don't feel like I struggle with, but I feel like she struggle with, and I understand why she struggle with. But at the same time, at times I be feeling like, do I want to keep grinding, building her into like being like more emotional, intelligent? You know what I'm saying? Because she come from like a background where like her parents not really like, they not into like speaking, conversating, like getting through emotions and shit like that. She usually just like close off, or like, like just not collaborative in that manner. So just like certain shit like that, I feel like that's the biggest thing in my relationship. Honestly, I'm pulling this out. You know what I'm saying? Like just telling you, but
Right.
yeah, like
I'll tell
communication.
you
I feel
one
like when
thing
you
in
ask
general that'll
questions,
help. I'm gonna tell you one thing that is gonna help your communication in general is that you learn to speak as directly as you can, and we put a bunch of words that fluff up what we saying when we start anticipating how the other person gonna react, or if we think that they're not gonna understand us. For example, or when we lack confidence in what we're saying, so we don't say it with conviction, with like a firm position. So like I said, there's a difference between I am a leader in my relationship versus I feel like I'm a leader. That's uncertain, right?
Yeah, definitely
And if you
uncertain on my speed.
even if you are certain, you created an uncertain sentence, which tells me like a part of you is uncertain about that.
Right.
Which now again, what it tells me The fact that you chose to put that word in your sentence lets you know that a part of yourself knows that it's uncertain for whatever reason. Maybe it's
Right.
because you're not living in your truth, or you're
Right.
holding back, or some part of you is lying to yourself, or not taking a firm stance. But
Right.
the ball don't. What they say, the ball don't lie. So
Right.
I only point that out to say, because if you're dealing with your woman, or any
Yeah.
woman, or any
Right.
person, the more direct you are, the more they have the transparency to react, to interact, or to act however they want to. Like,
Mhm.
you know, if you're dealing with her and you come up to her like, you know, I feel like your emotional intelligence is like, maybe it's because of your family and, you know, blah blah. Instead of telling her, hey, here's what I think.
Mm.
I can be right, I can be wrong, but I have to be real. And you can tell me what you think. You can tell me you disagree. You can tell me you agree. You can tell whatever you want to say. But
Mm.
I have to be real. Now, even this
Right.
intro to what I'm about to say, I could just say what I want to say. I don't even have to give
Right.
that intro. But maybe
Right.
I do that to set the temperature and ease into it. Right?
Yeah.
But let's say I ease into it with that. Like, I might be right, I might be wrong. Some humility, right? Some
Mm.
humility of I might be right, I might be wrong. But I want to be real. I'm going to always be real. So I have to say what I think. And
Right.
that is, you struggle with blank, 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 blank. And I think that because blank, 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 blank.
Mm.
You took your
I've had,
stance and you
I've definitely,
defended your
I've definitely,
position. After that, she
right.
could say what she wants. She could do what she wants. Now,
Right.
as a man, and as an honest man who lives in his truth, right? I
Mm.
look at people honestly,
Right.
not emotionally,
Mm.
honestly. And honesty has an element of spirituality in it. Cause the spirit, the soul just don't lie. Like I said,
I was about to
you
say
might
that.
you
Don't
might
lie.
feel certain, but it slipped out of your language, uncertain energy. You can lie to yourself, but your
Uh huh.
soul knows. A part of you don't really believe, so it's gonna come out. It's gonna always slip. It's gonna always show itself. So
Uh huh.
if I honestly look at this person, it's a spiritual element of it that says what is true to them, what is true to themselves. But if I'm not being true to me, I can't see them for who they are. That makes sense.
Mm. Yeah.
So I say that to say, nigga said, nigga breathe air. I don't know why I was trying to finish that sentence so much, but like I was saying, after that, you had this conversation with her. A part of you knows that if you have to repeat this conversation 3, 4, 5, 6 times, that no change is being made. That's just the
Yeah.
truth. That
Yeah.
if this person says one thing to you, like, okay, you're right, I agree, I'll improve. They say one thing, but their actions
Do
do the
another
opposite.
thing.
There's a truth that you already know that we don't even have to address, but we both know. Now you say it. The truth is,
The truth is in your actions. To be honest.
that they're not going to change, or that
Right. Right.
they lied to themselves, and so they lied to me next.
Right. You gotta be honest with yourself before you be honest with me. I feel like that's something that I do. Like I'm not really comfortable with like being on a live, but like in person, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm very truthful. Like I pride myself in just being truthful. Like in the past, like I
Right.
think I could be passive aggressive, but like over this last year, like before I even got into a relationship, I had to do like a lot of internal things. Like far as like things I live by, how I deal with family, friends, work life, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like demanding respect, also just giving respect. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
certain shit like I've had conversations where in the past like she's definitely grown a lot, but to the point where it just like it's a constant thing. You know what I'm saying?
It
It's
should
like a
be. It should be. And if, like I said, if you notice that this is something that if you trust yourself, you start to trust your decisions.
all
If
right.
you know a part of you is saying, man, this ain't gonna work. Like a part of you knows that it's not gonna work. No matter how many chances you keep emotionally giving her or feeling like you should. The truth is the truth. You can't ignore it. You can pretend you don't, but it's always gonna be uncertain because you know you're lying. Your soul knows you're lying.
Mm.
The soul always makes the strongest and most firm decisions because it's committed to what it knows or what you know, right? Now, like I said, it may be some proof in both of these options, which is option one, which is you address it to her
Give it a chance.
and you know, right, you give her a chance. You know she improves. You know she listens to criticism. You know
She
she's
does.
mature enough to handle it and incorporate it in her life, even if she makes some mistakes here and there. But you know that she will be honest about her effort to improve. Or maybe a part of you says that is tainted, that is
I don't
broken, that
I
is
feel
so you can't give her that opportunity. For some reason, I can't hear you. Your mic is cut off. I can't. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you.
like hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, all right. I feel like it's a lot of external things that like outside of me. You know what I'm saying? Like family, school. You know what I mean? She could be stressed about like a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like honestly, I feel like I'm giving more to her than me. But for me, I just feel like I'm a person that always gives. So like in any relationship, I don't really expect anything back. But being as though like I give in any regard, like you know what I'm saying, like emotionally, physically, like food, whatever it is, like your overall holistic health, like I'm into that because I'm in it to myself. So I do it for myself. So you'll naturally get the benefit of doing me because that's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I feel like I give a lot because I give a lot to myself. So like sometimes I feel the lack. Like in my relationship, all I want is like respect, right? I want honesty and I just want vulnerability and then like effort and improving, effort and
Want
learning
or require.
required to even deal with. Required to even deal with, but you know, they're never going to come whole. You get what I'm saying? Like you're never going to no one's going to like
Right.
for me, I feel like no one's never going to match exactly what you want as long as they have a decent
Well,
like
that's what I
something that
said. It's a difference between what you want and what you require.
yeah. Like I don't really with like like the toxic shit. Like I'd be the first person to just hang the phone up and just not call back again. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's just
But
me.
the reason I
I've
made
been
that
through that.
difference is because if you say I want this, but she don't have what I want, right? Then you
Right.
may say, okay, it's fine. Then you might ignore that. But if it's
Mm.
a requirement, I require emotional intelligence. I require a level of maturity. I
I
require a
need to.
person
I
who's
need to
not playing
require.
games. I like
Right.
a requirement is like if, for example, if you go into the club and they say we want you to be 21,
Right.
you can come
You
to the
can't get
door.
that.
I'm 19. Well, we
Can't get
want you
that.
to be 21, but come on. If I
Right.
require you to be 21, you're not getting in without being 21 because it's a requirement.
Mm.
What I want is just what I prefer or
Right.
what I'm looking for
Right.
or kind of
I'm getting
what
better
I
at that.
hope I get, right? But my requirements, my standards, my boundaries, my principles are set in stone. They're
Mm.
rules. Now, a part of you, if a part of you says that nobody will have all that I want, I I get what you're saying at face value, but I think deeper inside, that's a bad truth to accept because
Uh,
it like makes you lower your standard.
yeah.
But we got to be realistic. We got to be honest, right? I'm not saying, she needs to be perfect, but I have to have requirements.
Mm.
And they must be rooted in principles. I'll give you an example. I would like that, what we said earlier, that I can notice that her effort is genuine. Like
Right.
if I address something, let's say, because like I said, we all know a woman gonna bring in her past experiences to the table. So her last dude, she might have yelled at, cursed at, argued with, and my requirements are different, but she don't know how to deal with me. So I have to
Mm.
address these things when I see them. Like, hey, take your shoes off at my door. Even something small as that, right? Take your shoes off at
Right.
my door.
Right.
I don't like cursing, or I don't like
Don't
raising
call
my
me bro.
voice. Right? Don't call me bro. These are requirements.
Right.
This is not what I want.
Right.
This is not what I want. These are requirements.
I don't do it.
So I'm gonna hang
Right.
her up. I'm gonna hang up or cut her off if these requirements are not met. If I want them, then she can choose not to do it. I just want her not to, but she doesn't do it. I just want it. No, the requirements. And if my requirements not met, I'm cutting her off because my requirements have to do with my principles. And when you say nobody's gonna have all I want, true. But maybe a requirement of yours is that she has an open mindset, she can learn and she can grow. That your requirements will help you get what you want.
Right.
But if you open that door and say, "Oh, I just want this," you won't accept anything, bro.
Right.
What did the club say? We want you. What do the club say? We want you to be 21, or do they require you to be 21 to get in this club? Show some ID too.
There's no exception.
Show some
Besides,
ID, and you got to
right,
show
right.
ID. So you got to prove to them you're 21. My requirements is no different. I require this, I require that, and I need to see some ID. It got to be proven. Otherwise, I'm gonna just let anything come in my door, or I won't be able to filter out the people that ain't 21.
Right.
Because I don't test them. I don't get them to prove them. They don't show me no ID. Now I'm just using this metaphor, but it goes into this relationship.
Mm.
And why I test women, I filter women out. See, this is the above game. This ain't about, oh, you trying to get 10 numbers and fuck these in 3 days and swing your dick here and swing your dick over here. I don't think like that.
Yeah. I feel like when you're a quality person, getting numbers and getting girls, that's not the hard part. You get what I'm saying? It
We
just comes
struggle with the
naturally.
opposite. We like cutting them off be the hard part.
Cutting them off be the hard part. Exactly.
But this is a
That's
whole another
crazy.
side of the game that we don't talk about because we don't get to go there because a lot of we dealing with people who are, how do I approach her? How do I flirt? Which is all right.
And,
That's all right.
and I've been there.
Right,
I've
that's
been
all
there.
right. Exactly. Everybody has been there somewhere, somehow. But when people
Right.
evolve and move on over, then we start getting to the other side. Like, dog, man, she won't like she won't leave me alone, man. She begging for scraps. I cut her off and then she said this and then that's the other side.
Yeah, I feel like that's one thing that I gotta like get better at. Is like standing firm in my decision. You get what I'm saying? I feel like I give people too many chances because I see so much good instead of seeing like, you know what, like this shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
People
but
might
like I feel
argue
like
about this, and people might call it selfish. People might call because people like to use the word forgiveness a lot, right? I've been seeing a lot of this on social media lately about, oh, you gotta forgive a person.
Mm.
I can forgive them at a distance.
Yeah, right at a distance.
I ain't gotta forgive you in my house. I ain't gotta forgive you in my life, and then deal with the. I don't have to. Why? Because at the end of the day, being selfish it's a healthiness that comes with being selfish. Being selfish just
And
means
that's
I
something
put
that
my health and my
that's something that I
well-being
never
first.
had.
Right.
That's something I never really had.
We
what I'm
taught the
saying? Being
opposite.
selfish.
We taught to be people's pleasers. We taught to put other people first, turn the other cheek. What? And then honestly, people don't even think about their principles right. A lot of times people make it like a religious thing, right?
Right.
Oh, I must. What? Man, Jesus was a fucking savage.
Right.
He went against the whole grain of a society. It said, no, this is who I am and this is what it is. I don't care. And I stand on my principles.
Right.
If he was trying to be nice, he would have sucked up to everybody. You know what? I'm going to go with the norm. I'm going to conform to what everybody thinks. So even in a religion, we can name any other religion. It had to do with standing firm and being selfish and putting what you know and what you trust first. Against all odds. My girlfriend, it's some religious stories that have stories of, and specifically in Islam I'm thinking of, a prophet had to go against their father and their brother or their uncle. If any Muslims in the chat, please let me know what I'm talking about. Am I talking about Yusuf? I don't know who I'm talking. I sometimes I forget the names, but I never forget the stories when I read about them. They'll go against family members. And you tell me you can't, Ibrahim, thank you. And you tell me you can't go against your girl to stand on your principles?
Right.
I'm just saying. Even so, when people think it's a religious thing to be nice and forgiveness, dog, the religious figures were practicing standing on principles. Selfish. They were selfish. I'm putting myself first in what I know and what I trust and what I believe. Because they knew there's an element of that which is healthy, which is deeply spiritual. And that, the element of that which is deeply spiritual, which I believe, or I think I know, is that we are who we are. Not in a stubborn way. Right? But we are who we are, meaning
Way.
God made me.
Right.
And when I'm tapped in with God, what I need your approval for?
Right.
When I'm tapped in with God, what do I need you to like me, agree with me, approve of me. I don't need your approval. Because my soul gonna rest with God. Who are you? Who are you to me? When my relationship is up with the Most High. You are taken with a grain of salt. Because I sacrifice my own laziness. I sacrifice my own desires, my own temptations to satisfy that relationship. And you think I'm going to put you before that? I can't. I might be able to, you know what? I might be able to sacrifice my favorite food. You know what? She want to eat chicken tonight. I always eat steak. You know, we gotta have chicken tonight, baby. You know what? She like it when I text her good morning or good night. I don't usually do that. I'll do it. We could do that. But my principles? Oh no. I go against my own family for that. My principles. Respectfully.
Yeah, I feel like this year was like a year that I actually like put intention to setting principles instead of like going off the principle that I was raised from. You know what I'm saying? Actually cultivating like shit that I care for, shit that I want to stand on. Besides like my background growing up, you know what I'm saying, who I was, how I interacted, still bringing that into adulthood and not really controlling my relationship, my experience and shit like that. I feel like this year, starting with you, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, was when I really started to tap in and started to stand on my principle and see the big of a difference and how much control that I really have over any interaction that I have. You know what I'm saying? So I, I feel like this year has been like the biggest growth year in a personal development, right? Because I'm always developing. I feel like business was something I always strive to like just always be learning, trying this, doing that, being successful in that regard, but neglected my own self, my personal self, my external, like my internal. You know what I'm saying? But like you said though, like I think I do need to get like more rooted. And the only way I can get it is just by, trying shit. Like, oh, listen, I'm cool. Like I don't want to talk right now, or I think we need a break, or I don't want to be in a relationship. Like I did that, recently. Like we took like a month break or whatever, and like I was cool. I ain't text her or
Just
nothing. You know,
trying or being. I'm
being I
telling you,
gotta
these
fix my
keywords matter.
vocabulary.
These words matter, because your mind is always picking what you want to say, right? And even what you said
Right.
earlier, you picked some good words in the beginning where you said how people who raised me in my environment, which is okay, right? But we are who we choose to be. We're not who we were told to be. See, when you a kid growing up, you just absorb everything. So your environment
Exactly.
tells you who you are. Your influences, your parents, they give you your identity for the most part. But when you take control over yourself and your soul, you choose who you want to be, or you choose who you are. So you were good to mention that, this is how I was raised, because the bottom line is, unfortunately, for a lot of us, the truth is we were taught by people pleasers how to be people pleasers. Or
Yeah, you're right,
we were
bro.
taught by people, and this could be even our parents, unfortunately, but the truth is the truth. Love them to death, but the truth is the truth. Don't kill the messenger, the truth is the truth. They may have had their goals beaten down, their dreams turned to nightmares. Risk might have whooped them in the ass. So that made them a certain type of person. And then they have this child and they put that into the child because they don't believe in themselves. They don't take risks. They don't go towards goals. They don't beat the odds and try to achieve things in their life. So they're putting the safety and security into their child. I don't make the rules, but this is just how it tends to go.
Oh, you speaking real shit, bro. It's a lot of shit that I had to get over that my dad didn't teach me, right? Or that my mom didn't teach me. I had to cultivate it for myself through my own experiences. Now I know.
Or
Now I have that.
unteach what they taught you. I gotta
Right.
rip out. You talk about being rooted in. I gotta rip out the other plants that's rooted in the wrong shit.
It's a process.
Chad, we just dropped a bomb on y'all, bro. A spiritual bomb on y'all, man. And I hope y'all was listening and understand. I hope that touched your soul, man. And if it didn't, shit resonated soul convo, man. A deep one, bro. Especially what I said about the selfishness and going against the grain and standing on principles no matter what. Against all odds. You know what I'm saying? That's serious, chat. Against whoever or whatever. Against fear, against doubt, against insecurity, against, oh, I don't want this person to feel this kind of way, and I don't, blah, blah, blah. And there ain't no time for that. All right, who want to go next, though? When you said Jesus was a savage, it really made me realize shit, bro. Because it's true. Bro, look, I'm telling you, I done read, I'm telling you, I grew up with both. Y'all grew up with Muslim family members, Christian family members, and any education I got on Buddhism. But I looked at a bunch of different religions, right? You really look into the religions, bro. The way people follow their religion is really not the correct way. Bro, these religious stories will show you, dog, these motherfuckers were savages. What do you mean Jesus was a savage? If Jesus was a people pleaser, if Jesus was nice, he wouldn't have went against the grain. He wouldn't have challenged popular beliefs. He wouldn't challenged the way society was living. He wouldn't have challenged the way that they thought, the way that they decided to live. He would have never got killed for challenging the norms. He said non-verbally, right? Non-verbally. I'm obviously making this shit ghetto, but non-verbally, Jesus said, "Fuck you. I'm dying on what I believe. Fuck you. Even if I'm dying on what I know. I don't need your approval. I don't need you to like me. I don't need you to be comfortable with what I'm saying. Fuck you." Non-verbally. That sounds like a savage to me. That is a savage. He didn't let them convince him they were right and he was wrong, and that he should please them, and that what they saying is true, and that fuck you. This is what it is, and here's who I am. And so what? And it's even stories in Islam about that. Somebody said Ibrahim. I couldn't remember the name, but I remember it was a story where like one of the prophets thought his own father and his brother would betray him and like do envious things towards him, and he had to go against that. And people, like I said, whether what religion we talk about, people make this shit about, oh, turn the other cheek, forgive, and be kind. And no, that's not what none of these religions have told y'all about at all. They have showed you quite the opposite, actually. They've showed you standing on principles, standing on your integrity, trusting yourself, being selfish, putting yourself first against anybody. Family, society, against anybody. That's what they were. They threw Ibrahim in the fire for destroying the idols. What about that says turn the other cheek, be nice, and be kind? None of these prophets stood for that. Because it's nothing about that. Nothing about being nice is spiritual. Nothing about being real is spiritual. Being honest is spiritual. Being genuine is spiritual. Now you can be that in a nice manner, right? But what the shift is now is that people would rather be nice. People would rather be kind than be honest. People would rather make others comfortable than be real. And that's not how life works. Life don't work like that. You don't grow with those methods. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, nothing comes from comfort. No growth comes from comfort. And honestly, that's more malicious. That is more malicious than being real. Me lying, me being a people pleaser, me being delusional that's actually more malicious. That's in the territory of deceit, of being devious, of manipulating. Nothing about that shit is anything genuine. Because if I'm being nice to you, or if I'm trying to make you comfortable, I'm also controlling how you feel. And instead of being and saying this is what it is, and then you control how you feel. And the moment you say I made you feel that way, you gave me your power. You gave me power over you. And that's your fault. That's not mine. That's your fault. You gave me that power over you. What do we call those people? Victims. I have no power over who you choose to be, what you choose to do, or how you choose to feel. I can't make you anything. You give me that power. That's the reality of the situation. Somebody could join this call and say, fuck you, you ugly as shit, big ass forehead, your content dying, you're dead. And they say those words. I choose how I feel after that. I can choose to laugh. I can choose to cry and get offended. Somebody could attack me in the most malicious way. And it still is my power to choose how I feel and what I think and what I choose to do. And anything else, I chose to give that person my power. They made me mad. What is they made you? No, you reacted. And yo, I was breaking this down on a Patreon call. I went into the language, the definition of the word reaction. Because I'm like, what does it mean to react, right? Yo, chat, should I go on this rant? Because I really will get into this rant right now, bro. And this shit was deep. The difference between act, the word act, and the word react. And what does it mean when we talk about these things? Bro, I'll get into this, bro. Like real shit. I'm gonna continue to cause, but I'm on my rants right now. We on let me cook. Let me cook, bro. Let me cook. Give me a second. Let me pull up the screenshots of the definitions of the words in the Oxford Dictionary, so I can say word for word what I was talking about. Act, based on the Oxford Dictionary, a way of behaving that is not sincere but is intended to have a particular effect on others. Now, this is an act, meaning that person is acting like they're pretending. That's that definition. But this is the definition that we're talking about. The word act, meaning an act, like action, like you're acting, right? Not. Do y'all get what I mean? But we're not using the first definition. That's not even the first definition. That was describing like an act, like a play, like you're acting, you're pretending, right? But when I'm talking about act, I mean like the keyword, the root to action, like an action, right? Because we say act, or an action, and we say react, and then we say reaction, right? So that's not the definition we're using because that's describing like pretending. Now to act, right? To means to do something for a particular purpose or in order to deal with a situation. Remember that. I'm gonna say that one more time actually before I move to react, and I might go back. I'm gonna go back. To act, to do something for a particular purpose or in order to deal with a situation. Now, to react, right? For this one, to react means to change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. Let me cook, but listen, just listen. Just listen. To change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. So I started thinking, I'm like, how are the two correlated? What is the connection between act and react, right? Somebody already just said it in the chat. Act takes initiative independently. To act is independent of anything else because you're choosing what the purpose of your action is. To react is the opposite. It's dependent on what you're reacting to. So if I'm acting instead of reacting, I control my decision. It's based on the purpose I chose it to be on, which is in the definition. To do something for a particular purpose. That's what the word, the definition of act is in the Oxford Dictionary. And react, the difference between acting and reacting is to change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. Right? Gil, I appreciate the gift this sub. And Roman, I appreciate the 15 months. Now, like I said, with the word react, it says to change, right? Or behave in a particular way as a result of, when it says as a result follows an action. So as a result of, or in response to something. Meaning, the first thing or the initial action has the full control and power. So when you react, you're giving your power to whatever the initial action was. This person called you a bitch. This person disrespected you. When you react, you're reacting to that initial action. And I started to think deeper about this, right? And I started to think about what it truly means to react. And here's what I came up with, chat. Let me know if I'm cooking. Let me know if this makes sense or not. What I started to think about and understand was that when you react, you're taking whatever the person is giving you and you're using that, or you're returning what they gave you. Meaning, you're like a chameleon. If the wall is green, you'll become green. If the wall is red, you become red. So if they're angry and they say something mean to me or angry, and it comes from a place of anger, if I react, I'll react with anger. Or I'll react to that emotion that they gave me. I'm following whatever they gave me. Now, don't take the chameleon part literally, because somebody could be angry and then I get sad. Right? So the point is, they control how I feel. Or if I'm reacting, they have the control. Caleb, I see you said, do you have to react with anger? No, that's why I said the sadness part. The point is, they have the control. I'm not leading myself. But if I act after they act, right? They send me anger, they send me something, and if I act instead of react, I control what I choose to send back. Meaning, like, for example, they send anger, they send disrespect or whatever. I act, remember, this is about to connect now. The definition of the word act was to do something for a particular purpose. I act based on my principles. I act based on whatever purpose I come up with. Not in response to what they did, but for whatever purpose I choose. And it could be disrespect back. It could be not to give a fuck. Right? But they don't have the power over me. They don't control me. They didn't make me anything. They didn't make me do anything. I didn't give them that power over myself, which is also a choice. It's my intention that I'm sending and giving, not what they intended to send and give me. And I'm not reacting to it. I'm acting based on whatever purpose I choose. Would giving or showing no response be an action to their action towards me? It depends on what the purpose is. The purpose of the action is a self-to-self conversation. Why is my camera not focusing? The purpose of the action is a self-to-self conversation. Because it has nothing to do with what they did or said. It has to do with what I'm independently choosing to do. And if I react, I don't have that power. I don't have that conversation. I just go impulsively in response to what they just did or what they just said. What's being proactive then? I love how y'all think. Because exactly, that's another one. React, act, and proact. If I'm being proactive, I'm acting ahead of them. I'm preparing in advance. I'm ahead of the game. Or we can go to the Oxford definition and connect all the dots. Oh my God, chat. The definition of it all connects. Right. Oh my God, bro. No, I can really cook this, chat. If I get away, right, to like draw this out, right. React, act, and then proact. I should have put proact on top. Why? I'm proactive. I'm reacting. I'm reactive, right? Oh my God, bro. I'm cranking up for show. L handwriting. Let me cook, bro. I was holding this shit like this. All right, Chad. Let me know if the ass done, bro. This just turned into a whole like we going deep, bro. This just started something. So instead of reacting, you act in accordance to your principles and not your emotions. My emotions are reactive. They're reactional in the nature of themselves. Like, so that's why. But don't all principles have to be backed by emotions to be strong? No. My principles. No. Just simple answers. No. Are they done? All right. Bet. Somebody even put up the word proactive, right? To be proactive. And I said, let's compare all three of these definitions of these words, right? Starting with react. To change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. So who has the power, or what has the power when you react? It's external, or simply put, not you, because it's following something, right? It could be the situation, it could be the other person. It's external. When you're acting, the purpose has the power, or you. So it's really internal. But when you proact, right? This is the interesting part. We're going to read these definitions in order. Watch this. React. To change or behave in a particular way as a result of or in response to something. That external thing has the power when you react. To act. To do something for a particular purpose or in order to deal with a situation. So the purpose, you're doing it for that purpose. Right? Now, to be proactive or to proact is to take action in advance of an expected event. So then what has power here? The expected event or the future. Really, we could even argue that reacting is like past tense because you're responding to something. So whatever happens has to happen first in order for you to respond. So that could be past tense. And then when you act, you're choosing that purpose or that situational, I mean, not situational, but you're choosing the principle or purpose in the moment when you choose to act. And when you proact, it's the future. So it could even be talking in the past, present, and the future. But at this point, I didn't cook that mentally. So if that's off or that doesn't make sense, it's because I didn't think about it. I just like kind of thought about that just now. The best response is no response. No, the best response is to have principles and you know, an intention in what you're choosing to do. And if you decide to be proactive, then you anticipate the future and you act based on that. Right? When we think of being proactive, we think of getting ahead. Or you think of getting ahead. Or preparing. Or being prepared in and of itself. Wouldn't proactive be acting in according to how you think some external thing will go, giving the power back to the external? Exactly. But the choice is yours. So you're choosing to work on that external result. So really that choice is still yours. Because you're choosing to prioritize that future. So at least the power is still in your choice. The power is actually always in your choice. But what do you give your power to? Is what this was about. What do you give your power to? And then reacting, the power of your choice is still technically yours, but you're giving it to that external thing. And then when you're acting, you're giving it to that purpose. And when you're proacting, you're giving it to that future result. But the point was that when people react, they don't really think about the fact that it's their choice. They say, "Oh, you made me do it. He made me mad. She pissed me off. She ruined my day. She broke my heart." And like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, did she really break your heart, or did your expectation of who she was or what she would do break your heart? And that is a choice. I might be burning the kitchen now. I might be burning the kitchen now. I might be burning the kitchen now. I don't know if I'm cooking or not. Y'all let me know. C6 Oleg, I appreciate the 8 months, my G. Fired. Ramsey emote with the subs, man. I mean, if you really think about these things, this is why this introspective thinking, this is why thinking matters. This is why cooking matters. And I get paid to cook. This is so fun. But like literally, bro, like this, just when you think about shit, you really get to the core of it. It's like, yo, okay. All three could have a negative and positive connotation, but I like your perspective on it. Right. It wasn't about, I don't think in terms of negative and positive. And if you're on a Patreon, you know why. And actually, that's a free video. That's a free video. I don't think in terms of a positive and negative. I think of useful or helpful to me. And it's useful and helpful to me. See somebody, there you go. I know your Patreon. Well, you don't even have to pay for it to see that video. I got some videos on there for free, some for the $1 tier, and then $15 and up. You access everything. But let the Patreon people tell you it's worth it. So I'm not just chatting here. But this was just actually one of the free videos. I think in terms of what's helpful and useful. So when a situation happens to me, I look at it as helpful or useful to my goal. My car breaks down. This is an opportunity to practice. This is a useful opportunity to practice controlling my mood or being optimistic. So I use this to my advantage. Thinking about and redefining these words and changing my perspective on it. This is helpful and useful to me because it reminds me of where my power is at. Makes me more self-aware. I think in terms of helpful and usefulness. I don't think of terms of negative and positive because I don't think in terms of polarity. I'm not a very left and right kind of guy. I'm not. It's not yin or yang. It's yin and yang. It's this. It's all one. It's holistic. But that's another conversation for another day. I've always been curious. Why do you say understand and overstand instead of understand? Well, watch this. Should we cook with these 3 words? I can give you an answer, but I love cooking from the basics. Let me actually look at these definitions if they are what they call savvy. Do they have any savviness to them? Like if they don't have no savviness to them, then they just being quite literal. Okay, actually, they're not crazy. They're not crazy off. Understand, to know or realize the meaning of words, a language, or what somebody says, etc. Right? Understand, the neutral point of understanding and overstanding with the knowing coming from a place of acceptance and unconditional blank. Right? I didn't click the rest of it. Right? I'm gonna tell you why I like this. Overstand, to keep on a navigational course beyond a mark. I'm gonna tell you why I like that, because it's knowing in a way that helps you see more or think ahead, and with the understand part, it's coming from a place of acceptance. And when you accept something, where do you accept it? Or, you know, whatever I'm pointing at. But where do you accept it when it comes from a place of acceptance? From within. And understanding is just knowing it or realizing it. So when you understand something, you accept it more. You accept it internally, what you understood. And to overstand something is to use it to change your direction, or to change your course of action, or where you think you're going. I like that. I like that more than what I was going to say. He said the kitchen got a strong burnt odor. I like that better than I was going to say. Because it gives like, they all add a different element to knowing something. To understand something is just to know it or realize it. To understand it is to accept it. To accept what you know. And, let me see this real quick. To overstand is to use that towards your direction or destination. But I want to go back to this one. I don't know why I didn't put it on the screen. Understand. Absolute heart-centered knowledge from the core inner being. Understand is the neutral point of understanding and overstanding, with the knowing coming from a place of acceptance and unconditional love, not being skewed by the human consciousness / ego. Oh my God. Thus eradicating the I am presence and replacing it with the, oh my God, man. Overstanding, the state of mind that emerges when all illusions, those in the conscious and subconscious mind, are removed. Man, the state of mind that emerges when all illusions that are in your conscious and subconscious mind are removed. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all overstand that. Do y'all overstand the definition? Oh my God. That shit can hit you like a truck when you think about it. Main CSR, I appreciate the big fucking year, baby. Do y'all understand the definition? Even the definition requires overstanding. Dog, or say it again. Overstanding. The state of mind that emerges when all illusions are removed. When all illusions are removed. And then, but in the parentheses bracket has those in the conscious and subconscious mind. This is just how, like, this when I investigate something, right, where I go is, I would look at, I'm telling you how to study and do some introspective research. I would not only ask myself, right, I would ask myself what I think about what I'm thinking about. So I would look at that and say, okay, let's look into the word illusion, right? Because that's a key word here, right? So I would go to the word illusion to really think or understand what's being applied right here. Illusion, a false idea or belief, right? So then you go, I'm like, okay. Where would y'all go from here, chat? Where would y'all go from here? Right? Where would y'all go from here? That means your thoughts and actions are in complete harmony with the universe. The truth or reality. Go back to the OG and plug it in? No, I would go deeper. I would say, all right, false. False. I would look at the word false. Right? And I would go deeper into like each definition and what do each of these words imply? Like, what are they really trying to paint a picture of and go back up to the original. But it just helps with the understanding, and then after that you have to understand it and then you overstand it. First, how do you fuck her mom? She doesn't like losers, so there's no way I can tell you how to do it. It's really no strategy I can kick to you. Don't you already get rid of a false belief when you understand something though? Exactly. That's why I used the word emerges. Oh man, I intellectually disagree with Todd's definition. I think overstanding is when reality keeps reaffirming your already grounded understanding of something to experience. I didn't even apply my thoughts on it. I just was reading this off the definitions. Or this one was put on Urban Dictionary, but I like the spiritual implications of it. I think overstanding is when reality keeps reaffirming your already grounded understanding of something through experience, and that's when you say, "Oh yeah, this happened because this happened, and this happened because." No, all of that is outside of yourself, bro. That's why I'm gonna have to intellectually disagree with you. All of that is outside of yourself. Shit too confusing. Just use understand. just let me know you checked out. We can go back to the entertaining shit. Understand is an action. Overstand is a mindset. Well, yes, if you call accepting something, yeah, that's the act of acceptance. That's what it was rooted in. Once you accept something internally, I understand it. I accept it. I embrace what I just, unconditionally. How do I better myself mentally? What's wrong with you mentally? Put this up there. Carry on cooking.
So I'm gonna give some context. I kind of have like a fear of being wrong, I guess you could say. And so over this past week, I I think for the first time in my life, I said I was wrong for some. So why is pride having like a huge inflated ego and big pride bad? Is it bad or like what's up with that?
Are you asking me? You just put together like three different questions.
Okay, so is pride bad? Is having a big pride bad?
Is it bad for you? I take pride in standing on my morals. I take pride in having my house be clean. I take pride in my hospitality. I take pride in my manners. I take pride in my work ethic. My pride is pretty good for me.
Okay. All right. So is having a fear of like being wrong, is that a bad thing? Or no?
My fear of being wrong leads me to do research in order to make up a plan to ensure that I'm right. So how are you? How are you? What's the wrong part? What are you saying?
No, I'm just wondering because like I feel like it's wrong, but I'm not sure.
You got to
Like,
speak directly,
okay,
as honestly as you can. Your mic just changed. I don't know what you just did to your microphone, but that shit don't sound the same.
okay. Is this better?
It's louder. That's good.
Alright. Um. So okay. So
All right,
let
now
me
Chad,
ask you.
watch this. Watch this. Y'all know
Yeah.
y'all know. So for the Patreon members, or at least if you looked at the Patreon and saw this is a free video on there. What's the words he using? Good and bad, right? Right and wrong, right? Do y'all see it? Do y'all see it? And I said that when you're one with yourself, you don't use words like good, bad, right, or wrong. And when you're, excuse me, one with yourself and your goal, you only see things as helpful or useful to you because you find a way to make it useful. And for example, pride. Pride is helpful and useful to me because it reinstills a confidence in who I choose to be and how I choose to live. Pride can be bad for me if I become prideful. Well, how so? My pride can harm me at that point because I'll be blindsided to truth because I'm more obsessed with being full of pride instead of being authentic or improving, right? You follow me?
Yeah, I got you.
So I turn everything in my life to be helpful and useful to me, even my emotions, even my doubt, even my self-esteem, even my confidence, even my thoughts, my actions, my plans, pride, ego, you name it.
Okay, so I have another question. After I change myself, how do I change my environment?
What if you can't?
Like, could
What
you?
if you can't change your environment?
I just abandon it and pick another environment, right?
I can give you an answer, but I'm afraid it's going to sound like I'm chatting. It's going to sound like I'm chatting. What if my environment is me to myself? I am my environment. So much so that no matter who I'm around or no matter where I'm at, I influence myself over anything else. But that feels like I'm chatting. So what I'm gonna say is, take the power out of your environment. What's the big deal? What does my environment matter if I choose to stand in my identity and I choose to stay being myself?
Okay, so how would I take the power out of my environment? Would it be by changing myself? Like
What makes your environment so powerful though? What's the problem with your environment?
my reputation?
And what does your reputation have to do with you?
Uh, it creates like this image.
And what does your image have to do with you?
What does the reputation is the image that other people have already of me?
Again, what power does this have over you?
I don't think I understand. Could you like rephrase it a little?
Okay. How old are you? Because I can really take this town down like 10 notches.
14.
Okay, 14. Okay. Your reputation and your image, right? You could use it to your advantage or they could work against you, right? Let's say you have a good reputation or a bad reputation. Let's go back to these words. I have to take 30 steps back. And I got this. I'm gonna make this understandable and relatable for you. You have a good reputation and a bad reputation, right? Like there's a good one though. He's friendly, he's charming, he's nice, he's respectful, he's smart, right? Bad reputation, he's creepy, he's needy, he's angry, he's mean, right? Things like that. Bad reputation, good reputation. When you only care about achieving your goals and being who you want to be, you focus more on your self image, not your image, but your self image. Because you have no identity, you're allowing the image people have of you to become your self image. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're replacing your self-image with the image people have of you. And I'm telling you that shows me that you lack identity. Because there are a million, take me for example, right? I have a lot of views, a lot of subscribers, big community, reputation, fame. People can have a million images of me. Player, sensei, a hoe. Some people could think I'm a hoe. Some people think I'm an honorable man. I'm intelligent. Some people could think I'm dumb. Some people could think I'm chatting, whatever their image is. But I still have a self-image. And my self-image is stronger than any image any other person can have. Therefore, no matter what they think or no matter what they say, I trust my self-image above everything else.
Okay, so to fix my environment, I have to demolish the concept I have of myself, create a new one, and trust in it to redefine myself.
Start decor this sentence. Why do you have to fix your environment?
Because I don't like it.
Because you don't like it, you have to fix it? Or do you... The point I'm trying to get at when you said fix your environment is that your environment doesn't matter. It may change. You might go to another school. You might graduate. Your environment is all your environment can change. You may hang around different friends. I'm trying to get you to focus on your self-image and what you think of yourself and how you know yourself. Because when you go back into that environment, even with a bad reputation, right? I had a bad reputation in high school. I was known as a player, talk to this chick. So I might meet a person, a woman, right, that I want to talk to, and she has already taken on my image, my reputation. But because my self-image was so goddamn strong, I was confident, I was charming, I was funny. My confidence in my self-image changed her mind or what she thought of me. And the more people that got to know me, the less my image and reputation mattered because I created a new one. And they started believing in my self-image instead of my image. Now that might have been too much. Did that make sense?
Yeah, that made sense. But
people will still, even if you have this reputation, right? If it's a wrong reputation, if it's false. UBX3, I appreciate to get this up. If you got a bad reputation and it's false, then the more you show people who you are, the more they'll believe in who you are. The more they'll start to see you for who you are. So when I was depicted as this bad guy, and then people met me and started to see me for who I showed them I was, they saw me differently. So you're trying to fix the environment. I'm telling you to strengthen down who you are. But guess what? This is where I can't help you. If your fucking reputation is true. And it was true that I was messing with different women, but they associated a player with a bad person. They associated messing with a lot of women with a bad guy. And I wasn't. I was a good guy. I was respectful. I was still there. I was likable. And they thought players were evil, mean, rude, and deceitful and manipulative. And I didn't come across as that in any way, shape, or form. So they couldn't. It contradicted. They didn't match up. But if let's say people got a reputation of you, you're a creep, or you're a weirdo. I mean, excuse me, not a weirdo, but you're a creep and you're a thief, or you're shiesty or slimy, and you really are. There's nothing I can do for you.
Yeah, I got you.
So now what are you thinking?
Not much, really, to be honest.
You aren't thinking anything about your reputation now or your self-image?
No, I am. Just
like what?
I'm thinking, how do I change the perspective of a bad reputation to a perspective of it not defining me as a person?
To who? It not defining you as a person. To who? To other
As many
people or to you?
to other people.
I'm gonna take it 30 steps back. I'm gonna simply say that's not your job. It's literally not your job to make people think about you or who you are. It's not your job.
Then whose job is it?
It's their own. Because they choose to believe what they want to believe. You don't choose that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the simple answer. I could say one word, a controversial word. First word that came to my mind was misogynist, but I want a word which is even more ambiguous, but people take the wrong way. I need a word. I need a good word, chat. My point is, I could say this word that people take a bad way, right? And then it's 5 people in the classroom, right? What's your name? What's your name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. I say, I ask everybody in this classroom, fuck the word, chat. Fuck the word. We're gonna take his name because his name has definition behind it because of who he's shown himself to be or who people think he is, right? Let's take his name. We say, all right, guys, all 5 people in here, 3 of them women, 2 guys. We said, what do y'all think of Jonathan? The first 3 people hate you, the last 2 love you. That is their choice. That's their choice. It's not your job to make them choose what they think about you or what they believe or what they love or hate. It's not your choice. It's not your, you don't have that power over them. All you have is power over yourself. And the more you try to control that power over them, to influence what they think about you, to influence how they see you, from a place of low. Now, this is the point. You're doing it from a place of insecurity, meaning you'll change yourself in order to change that to good. I want all 5 of those people to see me as good, or I want all 5 of those people to love me. You want them to love you. I don't want them to do anything. I will go. I'm simply being who I am and letting them decide what they want, or what they choose, and what they feel, and what they think, because I'm secure within myself. If I'm insecure, then I want them to like me. I want them to love me. I want them to approve of me. I'm appealing to that like or that desire or that approval. You get what I'm saying? Like you'll become a shapeshifter or a chameleon. Let me be a people pleaser. But if you're secure, you'll present yourself for who you are, and let them decide what they think. I'm TyKwondoe. Here's who I am. He's a player. He's smart. He's dumb. He's intelligent. This is all beyond me. I can only present who I am. That's all I can do is control myself. Does it make sense? And if it doesn't, just ask questions. Let me know, because this is very important, bro. And you're young. If you can get this at 14, dog, the confidence you'll have amongst anybody in any room will be so impeccable. It'll be, you'll shine like a light in any room you're in.
Okay, so I have a question, but I think it's really far in the future.
It's a really what? Your mic sounds low again. I don't know what you did to it.
Is this better?
Yeah. Ask your question.
So, how do I show others I have confidence? I'm not sure if that's a good question, but or do I not need to show others? Because it's not my job to show it to others.
I'm gonna let you cook. This is you gotta process some thinking. I can't tell you everything. Why? Okay, so for the first question, how do you show them you have confidence? What if I have to like take this 30 steps back? I'm gonna hit you with something, and if I gotta take a 30 steps back, then I'll try my second option. But it is what it is. What if the truth is that you are confident, right? Right, Jonathan? What if you are confident? Now I know you're not, but what if you are? That's the genuine reality. I am confident, and you are confident. That's the truth, regardless of if anybody sees it or not. Right? The truth is the truth. Right?
Yeah.
The truth is the truth, whether it's proven or not. You don't have to prove the truth. It just is the truth. Now, once you prove it, that's when people see it as the truth. But it always was the truth. It only was proven in another person's. Okay, let me slow this down. I feel like I'm already losing. Okay, let's say you are confident, 100%. You're confident,
Yeah.
and those 5 people in the room see you as cocky, arrogant. Another person sees you as the third person. The first person sees you as cocky. The second person sees you as arrogant. The third person sees you as confident. The fourth person only sees that you make them uncomfortable because you're so confident. The fifth person only sees that you're full of yourself. But you are confident. People will only see you in relation to how they see themselves. So when you say, how can I show them I'm confident? They're always going to see, to a certain degree, what they want to see. Or actually, they only can see what they're able to see. They only can see you on the level that they can understand you. I might think it's cocky because I was taught to be a people pleaser. So when you are being confident, and I was taught to be a people pleaser, you're arrogant to me. You're full of yourself. Because that's what I see when I see your confidence. So it's not even about showing them. Cravo, I appreciate the T1 sub, my guy. For example, were you here when the guy called the girl and said what he said?
Yeah.
I saw standing on principles. She saw disrespectful. Right? Isn't that what she said?
Yeah, she said you were making me mad.
Right. She saw him making her angry. I saw him standing on his principles. She saw him standing on his principles as disrespectful. But she didn't see saying shut up nigga as disrespectful. She didn't see canceling on him multiple times as disrespectful. And she didn't see telling him what to do as disrespectful. So should he try to show her he's respectful? Clearly her definition of respect is destroyed. It's delusional. Why would I appeal to her definition of respect? It's delusional. It's hypocritical. Why would I try to show a hypocrite the truth? Are you following me?
Yeah. I'm following you.
I need this to hit your soul, dog. I need this to hit everybody's soul that's in here. I saw standing on principles. She saw disrespectful. If he tried to appeal to what she sees, but he doesn't understand that what she sees like her is delusional. She saw standing on principles as disrespect, but she didn't see telling him to shut up nigga as disrespectful. Which lets me know I see a hypocrite. Don't call out disrespect, but at the same time be disrespectful. You're a hypocrite, and you don't hold yourself accountable. I'm reading between the lines through her behavior because I see things for what they are. But if I wanted to see it for what she wanted me to see it as, I would have saw it as disrespectful and apologized for my actions. because I'm trying to appeal to her instead of what it is. I need y'all to hit this. I need this to hit y'all soul, man. Cause y'all literally need to see how people make y'all slaves and people make y'all sheeps to being a people pleaser and approval. When you're trying to get the approval of somebody who's a hypocrite, a liar, and lives in illusion. You're trying to convince somebody who is a hypocrite and who lies to them. They don't even deserve this. They wouldn't even be able to see the truth if it slapped them in the face. So chat, what does that mean? That means in order to get them, in order to show them, or in order to get them to see it, you have to what? I need y'all to think on this. I need y'all to understand this. In order to get them this, in order to truly show them, you have to what? Not slap them, not stand on business. No. In order to truly show them, no. In order to show them in a way that they'll see it. Let me say that. In order to truly show them in a way that they'll see it. What do you have to do? No. You have to be delusional. When she said that was disrespectful, but didn't see her own actions as disrespectful, in order for him to appeal to her definition of disrespect, he would have had to delusionally ignore her disrespect. He would have had to delusionally ignore the fact that he was standing on his principles in order to take her definition. In order for her to see it the way she sees it, he would have had to appeal to her way of seeing things, or appeal to her world. But that's why we're not talking about changing what they see and appealing to that. We're talking about being who we are. They're going to see it however they choose to. And in fact, when I try to appeal to what they see instead of being who I am, I'm living in their world. I'm living in their eyes. I'm appealing to their illusions or what they believe instead of being who I know I am. All right, Carla, what you think now? Talk to me, bro.
So I have to point out the lies, right?
To who?
To the hypocrites, like to point out the lies, to reveal the obvious and to put them in my world? Is that what you're talking about?
No. Because you become them. That's what they're trying to do. I'm not trying to control people's perceptions of me. I'm only controlling myself. I'm not trying to even call out the lies and the hypocrites. When you turn on the light, is it trying to get rid of the dark? Or is the light just being the light?
It's just a light.
So if I'm being honest, right? And I'm light, right? If I'm just the light and I turn on and all the roaches run and all the rats scatter and the darkness goes away, it's not my fault. I'm just light. I expose things. So if I expose hypocrites, if I expose liars and deceivers and people who try to manipulate and use me by being honest, I didn't even try to control that. Light doesn't control the darkness. It just turns on and the darkness disappears. Just by being light, the rats and the roaches will run. So it's not something you try to do. It just happens.
So just don't worry about it.
Be yourself.
All right.
In your truest, deepest form. And the reason, I'm trying to like dial this down like 30 notches. It always goes back to being yourself. Like people talk this shit, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. The problem is that you have to be your authentic self. Like you, whatever it truly is. If you are also a hypocrite, if you are also a liar, if you are a bullshitter, you gotta be able to call that out and acknowledge it with keeping it a full stack, keeping it 100 in order for you to deal with it or change it. If I want to do this comparison because it seems like, you're 14, so you're thinking about what people think about you. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is the funny part is you're trying to cater to their perception of you or what they think about you, but they don't even control their perception themselves. How can you control it? You know what controls their perceptions? Their parents. You know what controls their perceptions? Social media. You know what controls their perceptions? Their idols, their favorite rappers, their favorite stars, their people they follow. I follow myself. I'm trying to change what they think. They don't even control themselves. They look up to somebody else. They damn sure not going to hear what I want to say. Nor can they take what I say or show them and change it because they don't even control what they think. They'll still believe what they want to believe or what they choose to. So it all goes back to their choice, which is why I don't care about it. I can simply be who I am, show them what it is, and they can still think whatever they want to think. Once I start catering to that, I start catering to the illusion and the bullshit, and I become one of them in the process.
Okay.
All right, final thoughts before I move into the next caller. Or the last
No,
caller.
I don't think I have any.
All right, for sure.
All
All
right.
right, appreciate it, bro. Stop looking out the window and focus on and look into the mirror. Come on now, bro. Chat. Oh my God, I just went in. That was probably, besides the rant about all the other shit, bro, about Jesus being a savage, bro. I was probably the most important call today. He was young, so I had to get on him and spend a lot of time on that call. I'm trying to, if you really get what I'm saying, it makes your life so much easier. The next call is my last call. That wasn't my last call. I'm trying, like, y'all gotta get it. Y'all really gotta get it. And that example with the girl in the phone call was so obvious. Like, if you look into the details of it, right? Now, for example, chat, I'll give you another one, right? When she didn't take him serious and said, nigga, shut up, right? And she saw a guy that is not worth taking serious. The moment he goes along with that, what does he choose to do in that moment about himself? He becomes that guy. He plays into her perception of him, taking her image of himself over his self-image. Okay, y'all getting it. Y'all said that quick as fuck. Y'all getting it. Make sense? Is this clicking? It looks like it's clicking. The fact that y'all got that. Right. The moment he plays into that and submits to it, he becomes the person she thinks he is. And the thing about it is people are so attached to what they think that she tried to not only double down on who she thought he was or the image she had of him, she doubled down on it, tripled down, quadrupled down, all the way to damn near the end of the phone call. I guess we'll talk later. No, we won't. Called him back after disrespecting him. And then also try to feed him more of her image, of her way of seeing things. She saw this. Look, I just had to compare that to you. She saw disrespect. I saw standing on your principles. But when she tried to put what she saw on him, you about to piss me off. Now he could say, why am I pissing you off? Already catering to that what she think. Or he could have saw this disrespectful. How is it disrespectful? Catering to what she think. Hey, it is what it is. You think it's disrespectful. I think it's that. Tomato, tomato. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I said what I said. How you build strong self-image. Integrity. Integrity. Not just trial and error. That's how you build self. That's how you build on top of the foundation is integrity. But when you're building that strong self-image, that's it's not even, you don't even look at it as trial and error. It's more so like it's integrity to begin. Why is integrity the foundation? Because if you're gonna trust it, you won't be able to trust it if it's not genuine or if it's not real. Right? And that's the example of like if you build a house, if it's not real or if it's not genuine, then it's going to get exposed. And the whole time you know you're lying. The best example I can think of is if, let's say we around somebody, right? And they like, let's say your body count is 0. And 4 people go along and they say, my body count 12, my body count 15, my body count 20, my body count is this. And then they ask you yours, you say it's 8, no one is 0, right? You are hoping that they don't press you, or you know you have to stand on the lie. You know you have to stand on it because it's a weak foundation. There's no integrity. It's not honest. So you know it's weak. You get a little nervous when they ask you, or when it's your turn to say. But when you standing on the truth and you standing on the integrity of it, it's firm. It's not. This shit not about a moral high ground. Please tell the truth. Please be honest to people. Please just be a good person. No, nigga, it's that shit. Your integrity impacts you the most. It impacts you the most. And anything that makes me suffer, I care about. Cause I don't like to make myself suffer. All right, but and why would you enjoy standing on the image of people that it isn't even you? Because it makes you feel good. You feel good through their validation instead of feeling good because you respect yourself. This is why people sell out. This is why people sell their soul. This is why people sell their morals. This is why people sell their respect. Because they prioritize that other person's approval, fame, status, or that woman liking them more than they prioritize themselves. If I prioritize her over my principles, I'll throw my principles under the bus any day. Won't I? If I prioritize being famous more than I do my integrity, then I'll throw my integrity under the bus any day. I'll sell my soul. I'll sell out. Because I think being famous is more worth my principles. I'll tell her lies because I think her is worth keeping it, worth being real. I'll like you see what you prioritize when you prioritize one or the other, it shows through your actions. Vice versa. I'll cut her off because I prioritize my principles over her liking me. I'll make this person uncomfortable because I prioritize telling the truth more than I prioritize their comfort. I'll say no to the deal because I prioritize my principle more than I do that money, more than I do that situation or that benefit of the situation. I prioritize my principles. And this talk don't mean nothing if your actions don't reflect it. So who want to be the last caller today? What's good, bro? What's good?
First of all, Ty, mad love. I've been a low key supporter on YouTube, 40K, all
Appreciate
that.
that, bro. That's a long time.
But nah, it's crazy actually how you blew up. I can't even lie. But value. That's where it's got to blow up. And I made sure I get on my phone so get a little intimate here. How can I say it?
I will
Yeah,
not. I will not be getting intimate with a man.
nah, but this is how you have that connection. What is it if I say behind not on my camera? But
You
anyways,
mean you wanted to be face to face?
yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel
See,
like the conversation just
yeah.
isn't
This
genuine. I'm not.
terminology. Yeah, this terminology was weird to me. I don't talk to men like that. I don't tell men I'm getting more intimate and connecting with them.
I respect that. Okay, I respect that. Well, I feel like I joined the stream a little bit late, but I guess I'll keep it quick. That was some real shit actually. You told that kid because I mean, being so young and he's in here, which is good. But anyways,
Are you
so I met
Albanian?
this.
You're Albanian?
Hell yeah, man! Come on,
Okay. Yeah, I fuck with Albanians. That's why I recognize that flag.
we gotta rep it, man. Well, so there's this shorty, yeah, that I met at my school. From like watching your videos and shit,
Mm-hmm.
kind of got me hyped to get back in the game. Like just put myself out there because I've been focusing on myself for quite some time, like with school and with a little business. But yeah, so I met this Latina shorty,
I don't care,
and
but we gotta get to the point, man. I don't care if she was Latina, Martian, Mexican, Dominican.
no, I feel like it's
Cut to the
important to
chase.
tell, for sure, for sure. So, anyways, I met this Latina shorty at my school. It was like for me, it was a numbers game, just trying to approach women at my school, get me out there again. Um, but I feel like I'm at a point with this chick. It's been a couple months. We hung out a few times, but like I'm at this super toxic point in I guess our relationship. Like it's tough for me to be upfront with this chick. Um, and how do I put this, man? Like I fuck with her because she's got more to her mind than just her appearance. That's where she adds value to me. But I don't want to come off like I value that too much, or else I feel like I'll get ghosted. That makes sense. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me where I'm wrong. This is why I'm here. Please.
You are a bigger red flag than the Albanian flag in the background.
That's crazy. Elaborate.
Just wrong, 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 wrong. You lost me when you said numbers game. I don't do play numbers game. I go for what I want. If I see a woman I want, I go for her. I don't give a fuck if it's 10 that day, 20 the next day, 30. I go for what I want. If I want to get better at approaching a woman, then yes, I'm using how many I approach to get better at that. So numbers game, you went because you wanted to. Just remember that.
Yeah.
We use a lot of real pure jargon. Second wrong. It's getting toxic. Third wrong. Trying to remember word for word what you said. Second wrong was is getting toxic. Third wrong was I struggle being honest with. I struggle. Would you say you struggle telling her what it is or being honest? Would you word it as?
Yeah, because I feel like in my past relationships,
No.
when
I asked you. What did you say? You said you struggle blank with her.
like being upfront with her,
Being
like
upfront. Okay, that was the third red flag. Number 4, you said, I don't want to do that because then I think she ghosted me. Okay, the first one is obvious. I already addressed the numbers game one. The second one, toxic situation. I'll cut straight to the chase and say, you tolerate toxicity out of anyone in your life? Yes
hell
or no?
hell no.
How do you do that when you're in a toxic relationship?
What do you mean by that?
How do you not tolerate toxicity but you're in a toxic relationship?
I know. Listen, I drop them,
You do
but
or
like
you
I feel
don't?
like
You do or you
I
don't?
do drop them, 100%.
You do drop them.
Well, like
You
yes,
describe this.
but this
Okay, whoa.
this is been
Let's not be
okay.
specific with her.
Okay, for sure.
Look at the principle. I tolerate zero toxicity. That's the principle. That's the law. Under that law is because I don't tolerate them, I drop them. Right? This is the law. She breaks the law. What's more important, her or the law?
The law.
You didn't drop her, did you?
Pretty much. I'm like in that shit.
You did. Did you
Nah,
drop
nah,
her or did you not? You didn't.
nah.
So you put her over the.
The law.
Okay, so we already. That was the
Wait,
second violation.
wait.
What is, brother? You can't explain breaking the law to me because you don't even
Okay,
follow
no,
your.
yeah.
You don't follow your own laws.
No, you're right.
That does something to you as a man. It tells yourself as a man that you don't respect yourself. As a man, your structure is everything. That's your masculine energy thrives in structure. Masculine energy. This is why it has to do with leadership and dominance. Is structure. Structure creates strength, and the same structure will allow your future family to trust you. This is my father. This is my brother. That's my uncle. Why can I trust him? Because he's a strong man. And why is he a strong man? Because he has structure. You broke the law. You took away your structure. Makes you a what? Makes you a what?
Unreliable.
A weak man. Right. You're unreliable. This is why the law comes before her. I can't break the law. The law is above her. Because I'm being a strong man. And if I were to deal with a woman who would take a weak man, I'm dealing with a weak woman.
100%, yeah.
I'm gonna have a weak life, a weak family, weak experiences, and a weak history of life, a weak life. Right? Did you see the connection between breaking the law and why it's above her?
Oh, 100%. I feel like I've thought about this before, but I
You know why you
struggled
thought
to.
about it? And you know why you struggled? Because you couldn't just accept the truth for what it is. The truth is, I can't break the law no matter how much I love her, miss her, want to talk to her, because the law is above all. Because the law gives me structure, and the structure gives me strength. And everybody that I love and care about benefits from my strength. Because I become, what's the opposite of unreliable?
Reliable.
Now people can depend on me. Now I'm able to be a man which can support a community, a family, people I care about because I'm reliable. But if I get her, she start breaking my laws and shit, or I do it for her, I'm no good to anybody around me. Not even myself. Because now I'm struggling. What is a person that's struggling? A person that's struggling, who are they good to?
Nobody.
Right. If I'm lifting this chair and I'm like, and somebody needs my help, if I need my help, I'm struggling. I can't even help nobody because I'm struggling. I can't even help myself. Right? Okay. The third one. Right? And notice how I'm not even here for your explanation because there's no ifs, ands, or buts. The law is the law.
Damn, okay.
You can say, well, she was good to me and she's smart in her mind and she has these good qualities. The law is the law, man. The law is the law. I gotta charge her to the law. It is what I'm sorry. I love you. I miss you. I like you. You are a good woman. But you broke the law, so you gotta get charged. The law is the law. And
Yeah,
if I stop following the laws, then what am I following? Not the laws, but my laws. If I stop following my laws, then what am I following? I'm lawless. I have no structure. I'm just a man on his knees. I'm a man that can't even lead myself.
I mean, you're speaking some facts because that you can apply that to many things, not just like a relationship with a chick.
Life, exactly. That's why I said the law. There's the law, and then there's the consequence of the law. And then I said, that's why I said, don't even get specific. I said, don't even make it about her. Don't make it specific. This is the law. And when she comes in or interacts with the law, I don't give a fuck. She Latina, Martian, Dominican. I don't give a fuck what she is. African. I don't. Listen, the law is the law. These are my principles. And I stand on my principles because this gives me structure. And this structure gives me strength. And this strength allows the people I care about, the people I love, including myself, to rely on me. I'm more dependable. We already did the correlation. You're no use to anybody when you're struggling, when you're unreliable, when you're not dependable. And it went back to the law. Are we moving a third one now? You remember what the third one was? Chat. I think I remember the fourth one, but I want to remember them in the order that I was cooking. What was the third one? Hold on, and they might have correlated. I'm trying to remember the third one. I went on that second one that I forgot all the four that I named. And I remember the first one was you saying the numbers game. The second one was toxic. Being upfront was one of them. You're right. You say struggle with being upfront. And the fourth one, now I want to remember the fourth one so I can be able to spin them. The third one was struggling to be upfront. I feel like that was the fourth one and not the third one. Oh, fourth one. Losing her. Like she's gonna ghost you. Alright, chat. Do not forget. Ghost. Just all y'all gotta say is ghost and I'm gonna remember the fourth one. But the third one was being upfront. So when you say you struggle with being upfront, the truth is the truth. Right? Whether you're upfront about it or not, right? The truth is the truth. Right?
Oh yeah.
Does lying change what the truth is? Too deep of a question. Okay, never mind. Victory 166. I appreciate the 7 months. No, it's okay. It's okay. We can go back.
No, I think we should go forward. I don't know if we need to dial back. Come on.
Let's dial back, okay? Let's deal with the directness of it. When you say you struggle to be upfront with her, that means you struggle to stand on the truth. Because the truth is upfront. It's direct. It's blunt. It is, right? So when you can't be upfront, that means you struggle standing in the truth. You struggle being honest. You struggle calling it what it is, right? Instead, when you don't stand in the truth, when you don't be real and authentic, you stand in something else. And what's the opposite of the truth?
A lie.
Right. So false, right? That's why we say true or false. So when you don't stand with what's in true, you're standing in what's false. And what comes behind what's false?
Not being genuine.
An illusion, right? Not being genuine, an illusion. You're not even in touch with reality at all. But you're living a lie. You're living in lies. You're living in an illusion. Meaning, if you look at your relationship and say we're happy, but you're always continuously living in lies, that's not the truth, because you can't draw a lie out of the truth. You can't say, well, we're good, we're fine, but you're always constantly lying in the relationship. It's built on a lie. It's built on a lie. So how can you now create a truth from a lie? So even to say, oh, we're good, oh, we're strong, oh, she loves me. Dog, the whole shit is founded on lies. How can you bring a truth out of a lie?
Well, I think my situation is kind of sticky.
Let's focus on what we're talking about right now, being upfront, and why it's important to be upfront. Point I'm getting is, I'm trying to get you to realize is, when you struggle to be upfront, all you do is choose to stand in a lie, because it may make you more comfortable for whatever reason. It could be because it's going to offend her. Being upfront is going to offend her. Being upfront is going to make her mad. Being upfront may lose her, right? You know these things before you even decide to be upfront, because guess what? The truth does not need to be proven or told. You already understand it. Now, when you choose to not stand on it, that's when you struggle. But you know the truth already without even thinking about it. You know that if I say this, she's gonna feel this way. If I say this, she's gonna think this. If I say this, she's gonna do this. You already know that without even saying it out loud, right? The struggle comes in trying not to look at the truth. That's the struggle. That's your neck bending to the right, because it's so hard not to look at the truth. That's the struggle. You trying to turn your head. No, I don't want to see it. So it's hard to look at the lie. That's the struggle. It makes you uncomfortable because you're living in a lie. If you're a roach, right, and I turn on the light, you're going to be uncomfortable in the light. If you're a rat and I turn on the light is going to make you uncomfortable. That's why you feel uncomfortable, because you're living in lies. So you know the moment that you be up front, it's going to make everything uncomfortable. It's going to break the lies. Right? As a man, I have to be able to be uncomfortable and be direct and be upfront and be real, because it goes back to the benefit of everyone around me. A lie doesn't benefit anybody. An illusion doesn't benefit anybody, because my strength comes from my authenticity. My dependability comes from my authenticity. I start depending on lies, I'll have to use lies to maintain my strength. I have to start telling more lies. And you keep bullshitting and you keep struggling. As a man, I don't struggle. I am who I am. It is what it is. And I said what I said and I did what I did. Then we go to number 4. Number 4 actually trickles down into 3 and 2. Which number 4 was something about her ghosting you, or she may ghost you or leave you.
Yeah.
This is a red flag for 10 billion reasons. But first and foremost, I do not lose her for standing on my principles. I gain myself. She just was the cost. I don't lose her, I gain myself. That's my perspective on it. When I stand on my principles and she leaves, I gained the respect in myself. I gained love for myself, and I gained trust in myself. And I lost a person who does not trust me, respect me, or love me, because they do not respect or stand on my principles, so much so it made them leave. Again, the roaches and the rats don't like the light, so they run when you turn the lights on. So you know when you already know she's going to leave once you be up front and stand in your truth, because the light makes her uncomfortable. The truth, the honesty, the being a man. But guess what?
I don't want a chick like that.
You said what?
I don't want to fuck with somebody like that can't take the truth.
Exactly. So you already beat me to my third punch. I was going to step you. I was going to say, oh, so if she leaves, you got to realize it's not even a bad thing.
Hell no.
You got to realize, because I'd rather lose her than myself.
For sure.
Is she going in the graveyard with you? Is this shit lagging now? Did she disconnect my nigga's internet?
Oh, yo.
Oh, no, I hear you.
Good?
You hear me now?
Yeah. Nah, she ain't coming to the grave.
When they put you in that category, they're going to put her body on top of your body?
Nah, she going to leave once they put me in.
It ain't even about her leaving once they put you in. She could be loyal to you, or a quality woman is still like stands by you after and mourns you after your death. It wasn't even about her. The point is, you'd rather lose yourself than lose her, but you are all you got. My nigga, who in this room with you right now?
Myself. And you.
I'm not in your room.
But right,
like physically, in the physical sense, like you're literally in your room by yourself.
Yeah.
When you go through some shit, who knows how it made you feel?
Myself.
Without even explaining it, right? When something happens, who knows how happy you are?
Oui.
Without even opening your mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you betray the that know you so well that you don't even have to explain yourself to him? Why would you betray that? Why would you disrespect him? Why would you step on him, spit on him? Why would you lie to him? Why would you make him struggle and make him uncomfortable? This is the that know you without even opening your mouth. It's you. That's the that's getting in your casket with you. It's you. Why would I ever play him or allow him to be played by anybody? Because he got me. He got my back regardless. He understand me without me explaining myself. He know me without me even opening my mouth. Why would I ever go against him? He got me. But I don't have him back? Why would I do that to him? Or her, if you're a woman listening. Why would I do that to her? Or him or her? Why? And he got me regardless. He understand me and I ain't even opened my mouth yet. He knows me so well. I ain't even... Why would I ever play with him or disrespect him or dishonor him? This is why it's about the laws. It's not even about her. Her name may be Megan, and you knew her since you were 12. And Megan, you going against my manhood, you going against me. And those two things that I love you, I care about you, I miss you, my emotions, but I never go against me. I'm sorry this is going to make you feel this way, but I would never go against me.
That's some real shit.
This is why a nigga like me, I opens the door for them to leave. You talking about, no, I don't want her to ghost me, I don't want her to leave. Nigga, I'll hold the door for her when she leaves.
Wait, no, you're right, but I think I might have not explained myself well enough. Like, I don't give a fuck if she leaves, but I think the thought of losing an opportunity is not something I'm willing to give up.
I'm the opportunity. I'm not the option. I'm an opportunity, not an option, bro.
Yeah, no, that's real.
I'm an opportunity for her to become a better woman. I'm an opportunity for her to grow. I'm an opportunity for her to learn. I'm an opportunity for her to love herself in ways she's never loved herself before. I'm an opportunity for her to see the world in the ways that she's never seen it before. I'm an opportunity for her to evolve. I'm an opportunity for her to be a better person. I'm an opportunity for her to attack her goals. I'm an opportunity for her to be a great woman, wife, mom. Do you know why? I only can say this if I am all of these things. I only can say I'm this opportunity for her if I am that kind of man. I can't claim I'm an opportunity if I don't evolve every day. I can't claim I'm an opportunity for her for her to love herself if I don't even love myself. I can't claim I'm an opportunity for her to grow if I don't know how to grow or grow every day as an individual. This is why I'm an opportunity. Because when she comes into my life, she receives the benefits of who I am and my time. So this is why I take who I give this opportunity to very seriously. Otherwise, I'll have to sacrifice myself and appeal to the lies and become a weak man. So it all goes back to what we said in the beginning. Now, guess what? You know what the funny part is? Nothing I said to you was an epiphany. Nothing I said to you blows your mind away because a part of your intuition, a part of your truth knows without me even having to say this out loud. I just reminded you. The funny part is to me is that you can end this call and still choose to betray you.
Damn, yeah, that's real.
We could end this call and you could spit on yourself, slap yourself in the face, and kick yourself in the back. And betray the only person that understands you without even you having to explain yourself. And knowing you and will go in that grave and go in that casket with you. You could still choose to do that. That's the funny part. Everybody listening right now, y'all could still do that. There's nothing stopping you from doing that to yourself. I can't stop you, and I'm not even going to try to think I can.
You know what? And my second question was going to be about another female situation, but it's a follow-up on what you just said then. Like, because you're right. Like,
Can you join on your PC and then call her on your phone?
I don't have a camera though.
You don't need a camera. All we got to do is hear what she says on the phone call, and I will give you line for line how to handle this right now, and it will show you a lot about her. Just like, did you see the other guy talk to the girl on the phone?
Yeah, hell, you can call her right now.
And it showed you that she didn't respect him, right?
Oh yeah.
But
No.
she was willing to take his time
Yeah.
and his money because he probably was going to pay for the date. She didn't even respect him.
The most I'll do for a girl is ice cream because that return on investment. But
no, you doing it because you want to. We ain't returning. She don't owe us anything. Is what we do for her.
I'll call her right now. Let me just have my PC.
All right, have your PC. I'm about to run to the bathroom real quick, and when you join the call back, I'm gonna
All right,
back.
Dojo. Man, the dojo. I know everybody in here trying to better themselves one way or another. And Ty's working wonders. He not locked in? That's crazy. Well, watch me when I call this bitch. Hold on. If she answers, though, that's the thing. Just wait. He not locked in. Okay, buddy. Come on, man. Nah, that's crazy.
All right, going to the Wolves, man. Well, as soon as I come back, he leave. I said, bro, add Chad. Where you at? We gotta see, man. We about to see how committed to yourselves y'all are. I know when that dude earlier called her, he showed his commitment to himself. He really took a good leap for his self-love and his self-respect when he did that. He could start a trend and some momentum now. But it really took that action right then and there. No, the funny part up. You gotta look at confidence like a reward. Confidence is a reward. The more you show yourself that you believe in yourself and you trust yourself and your decisions and your actions, the more confidence you get. It's a reward. So you start building more momentum the more you stand behind what you believe. Or the more you go for what you want, the more you take action. So the fact that he took that commitment to prove to himself that he stands on his principles, the next time he do it will become easier. The next time and the next time and the next time. Hey, bro, I was out last Thursday and seen you running your movie out there. I wanted to meet you for real, but I ain't want to dicky. I told you I fuck with you though. Hey, man. I think these niggas don't realize, like, bruh, if I vlogged my life, that's crazy. You must be, okay. What's understood don't need to be explained. No, that wasn't fair. He ain't say too much without saying too much.
Yo. But you don't want like a rundown on the situation.
Nope, because your principles don't care about the circumstance. Your principles don't change on the person. Your principles don't change on the time y'all spend together.
100%.
Don't change on if you're related or not. Your principles don't change.
Well, the intention behind it, though.
This is why it's not a test. What do you mean the intention behind it?
Like if I see a relationship, if I'm trying to just DCU it, you know?
Why would she deserve your dick and she's making you a weaker man?
That's some real shit. I mean,
why should she even get my dick?
Alright, I'm making the phone call.
The principles go, but are your headphones in? Like she shouldn't be able to hear what I'm telling you.
Oh no, hell no.
You got headphones?
Yeah.
So I'm able to talk to you without her hearing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Alright, man.
Please leave your message for 6.
I might be blocked. Hold on.
Call again. That might be do not disturb. It was do not disturb. It was do not disturb.
Yeah.
You're cutting her off, okay? You're telling her you thought about your relationship and you want to cut off to stand on your principles.
Please leave your message.
Okay, cut it off. She probably sleep. It is like 1:19 in the morning, and she did have on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
But I just realized before we even called her, we didn't even talk about the goal. And the goal was to stand on your principles. And at the expense of your relationship with her, at the expense of your future together, so be it. You're standing on your principles. I'm telling you, this shit supersedes intention, everything, emotion, feelings, how long y'all know each other. The law is the law, bro. Your laws are your laws. And if you don't stand on them and uphold them, why should she?
That's right.
Or your next girl, or your kids, or your friends.
Yeah, man. I don't know. This situation is crazy. Cause like I feel like with 99% of the women that I'm with, like talking to, whatever type of relationship you want to call it, like this, I do stand on my principles, like, and I make them clear pretty early on. Like if they fuck up, like I just drop them. But I feel like in this situation, it's a little bit different with this one.
You let her slip through the cracks.
Nah, I haven't though, cause like we talked for like 2 months, like pretty consistently, and then I dropped her for like a month, like no contact, and then I came back. I know she tried texting me, and then I seen her in the hallways at school.
You let her right back in your life, didn't you?
100%, yeah. I'm not even gonna lie, 100%. Spent like a couple hours with her because I seen her at school.
Now,
And
this is important. Did the reason you cut her off to begin with change when she came back into your life?
I don't think so, but I think my intention with her changed.
Did it,
No,
or, did it,
100,
or, did it
no,
or did it not change?
no, absolutely not. Because like she
So,
still respects me enough.
No. I
Was
said,
it?
did the reason you cut her off change when you took her back? You said no.
No.
Right. You said no. I'm not putting where I asked you. I didn't put this word in your mouth. You said no, right?
No, because I felt like I was trying to do too much with her, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like I was going past my own principle. Like, at one point, like, I was giving
I
her
don't
too
even
much of
need.
my time.
Right. I don't know if that's some red pill shit where y'all cut women off if y'all give them too much time. I don't know what you're talking about. My principles have to do with my respect, my integrity. I'm not talking. I don't cut a woman off because I gave her too much time so that she won't leave me. Are you basing this on some like bullshit?
What do you mean?
Why did you cut her off?
I felt like I was starting to lack in school and in my work. Like, too much of my energy was, like, on thinking about her, like, on my own time. And I felt like I needed to, like, internally, I needed to realize, like, I gotta drop this bitch so I can focus back on myself. Like, coming back into the game, like, I realized I was putting way too much attention on women. So I had to drop her for that.
Why didn't you tell her what it was and allow her to do what she wanted to do? For example, I'm going to school. I need to handle my business. I need to get my grades back up and focus on what's important to me. I'm letting you know because I'm going to be spending less time with you. And it's going to be harder to text you. It's going to be harder to call you and see you as often as I usually do. This is me letting her know what it is and what it isn't. Now, there's been times before where I have not led with this honesty and integrity. So that's what I'm telling you from going backwards.
Yeah, no,
But
this is good. I
you knew what
appreciate
it
it.
was. You knew what it was enough to tell her a truth or the truth of the situation, right?
Yeah.
But instead you said no contact. If you had told her what it was, it gives her the opportunity to say, you know what? I need your time. And if you're not willing to give it to me, we should stop talking. So she leaves. Or she says, you know what? What can I do to help? Hello?
Yeah, you're right, man. I don't know what to say because, like, now thinking back on it, that does make sense.
And if
Because
she
if she
wanted,
was real,
if she wanted to help, right? Right, exactly. If she wanted
yeah,
to help, that's what it would have showed her, or give her an opportunity to help or support you,
100%.
or I mean, I guess it's okay if I only come over on Saturday nights, or can we? Okay, I won't ask you to text me. Like this would have really allowed her to show you who she is by you being who you are and telling the truth. It would have gave her the opportunity to be honest, right?
100%.
Okay, but you didn't do that.
Nah,
So
no
then,
contact.
right. So this is completely different than her disrespecting you, her being toxic. I thought this was completely something else. This is just lack of game to be able to understand this opportunity to position yourself. But now you know. Now you can see it differently. Why keeping it real is just always going to win.
100%.
It could have been a win in a situation. It really is a win-win situation. Now, what did you do? You just stopped texting her and stopped seeing her?
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, it's pretty, to be honest.
She deserves better.
You think so?
She don't deserve the truth.
I feel like everybody deserves the truth.
So why'd you ask me if I think so? That she didn't. You didn't. You just told her nothing. She could have been starting to like you. She could have been starting to get involved in her emotions and feelings about you.
Yeah,
You didn't
nah.
care about her. Like you didn't give a fuck about her.
Feel it.
I mean, at least enough to tell her what it was.
Yeah, she deserves to know. You're right. I don't know if it's too late in the game to let her know,
No,
but
it's never too late to be real. But all I'm saying is don't dwell on the mistake, because it's like, it's times that I didn't keep it real, or I fucked up, or I did this. So don't even dwell on that. The point is, you never lose when you stand on your laws and you be real. There's no way to lose.
no, you're right. Because at one point I was pretty upfront about like how I felt about our situation, and she didn't hit me up for some time. But then I seen her again at school, but she was still fuck. That time I had ghosted her, like for whatever that 2 month that I ghosted her.
Okay.
She would. Anyway, so long story short, I gave her a tour of the school because she was kind of new and I knew the school. And I told her like, all right, this art section of the building is my favorite. But she would always like study in the library, this and that. But so then when I ghosted her and I seen her again in the hallway, she had told me that her spot was the art section now. So that kind of makes me think that she's kind of maybe waiting on me to come back into her life.
Brother, when you're a man, they like you. Like, why are we acting like this is a big deal? She likes you. She listened to what you said. She paid attention.
Yeah.
What's the surprising effect?
What do you mean?
Duh. I'm saying, like, you're telling me the sky is blue. You didn't think that you saying something to her she wouldn't listen or care or do anything about it?
So you're telling me she's real?
I'm telling you to not be surprised that she liked you.
Yeah, but I feel like
now if I don't know if you're watching this red pill rhetoric and you're not used to this, or you don't think that this is normal, that a woman likes you or pays attention to what you says. It maybe even validated you or made your ego feel good that you ghosted her and she still wanted to come back. We don't think like that. We think bigger, which is why when I said in the situation you kept it real with her, she could have said, I want more of your time and I can't get it, so I'm going to leave. To which you went because we're focusing on what you wanted to anyway, and that showed you that she was inconsiderate. Or she said, what can I do to help, or how can I help you? And then that shows that she's considerate, she's compassionate, she's caring. But we looking at the validation of ghosting her first and not texting her back and no contact. We gotta think bigger, bro. We gotta think bigger. You had the opportunity to see if she was proving herself as a quality woman or not. And you said, matter of fact, no contact. But fast forward, when you're telling me about this library or art section thing, I'm like, bro, this is a duh situation to me. There's no game here. Like, she listened to what you said and used it to put herself around you. They do this all the time.
Yeah.
Dog, they do even more than that. They start stalking your friends to see what you're doing. or they start trying to go where your friends will be at to be there and hope you'll be there with your friends. They do a lot of, man, women is crazy, bro. When they like you, they stalkers. They FBI agents.
That's facts.
But this is stuff we know as men because winners win. This is the winner's table kind of conversation.
Mm.
So fast forward. Now what?
This is gonna sound really bad on my part.
Just call it what it is. I don't care.
Yeah, no. I mean, I did what I did. You're right. I did what I did. I gotta stand on my shit. So, anyways, when I seen her, this was like 1 or 2 weeks ago. I was like, all right. She really wanted to get like smoothies or something. So I was like, all right, I'll see what I got going on Saturday. But I never hit her up to come follow through with that. I guess you could call it like a date for smoothies.
You what?
Yeah, that was so.
You said
when
you
I
didn't
had
follow up.
No, so the plan was I would let her know like if I was free or not on Saturday.
You never told her?
Nah, I feel
that's just disrespecting her time, bro. Like,
yeah, but I don't know. The one principle that I do stand on is that I don't text, and like I'm a person to talk on the phone or FaceTime, but she's not.
But you didn't. What does it have to do with you not calling her and telling her that you can't come?
Because she won't answer the phone. Even if she was awake right now, I guarantee she probably wouldn't have answered the phone.
Could have left her a voice message.
Yeah, that's right. But so that's like kind of where that's one thing I definitely stand on. I just don't text. I mean, if I need to like ask you a quick question, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't text. It's like a phone call thing for me, and that just doesn't slide with her.
So
but I won't come to
together.
it. Yeah, I won't. Exactly.
I'm telling you, the law is the law, bro. Like, and she can decide to do what she want to do. She can start getting on the phone instead of texting. Do you realize one side has to change?
It's not gonna be me.
Now, compromise. Okay, so accommodating is when one side changes to accommodate for the other side. Compromise is when both sides give something up.
Mm.
You don't like to text. She doesn't like to be on the phone. Maybe y'all send voice messages. Or she starts FaceTiming you here and you start texting her more. Like, compromising when y'all both change or give something up for the greater good of the party. I'm explaining this difference because I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, she has to keep accommodating to you. She has to keep sucking up to you. She has to keep doing this. Honestly, the more you respect your value as a man, the more you test her, the more you filter her out, the more you look for things in her for her to prove herself to you. Not how fat her ass is, how pretty her face is, how nice her skin is. None of that superficial shit. But the qualities that we look for that show that she's worth our time. This is another level of game. The average guy is not going to even know what I'm talking about. He's just trying to. Wavy Killer, I appreciate the 16 months.
Brought up, gang, I missed fella.
And we went to 6 hours, so I'm at the end of this call. But
yeah, man.
So continue. Where are you going? We're gonna get to the end of the situation though.
So I mean, that's kind of where we're at. I feel like the vibe is there, sexual tension's there, all that. Like, she has definitely validated me, but I refuse to validate her.
Again, the law and my principles are above validation, attraction,
100%.
Her liking me, her missing me, her loving me, me being her crush, her begging to be with me, her dreaming about me, her writing me a letter. My principles are above it all. They're above me being her boyfriend for 10 years, 5 years. I always have to do right by my principles because my principles are designed to honor me and my well-being. And when I go against them, I go against my well-being. We broke this down earlier. That structure creates strength. That strength creates a reliable man, a man who is useful to his family, people he loves, and people he cares about. So it's selfish at the surface. You're putting yourself and your well-being first at the surface, but it benefits everybody around you. So we already connected all those dots. This is why we must put it above all else.
Mm.
Or you can go back to being a people pleaser, a person who accepts anything and everything and go under people's feet, grovel at their feet, and hope they throw you crumbs and live life on your knees as a man. It's not my choice to make. I don't. My actions don't control your life. Yours do.
100%.
Come on, man. You're Albanian. Every Albanian I know is a demon. AK-47s in the pictures, working out in the muscles. You gotta wear your you gotta have some type of pride and or dignity. You know what I'm saying? And identity that matters.
You're right, man. Feel like I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I feel like I try to help out where I can with people in my life, and there's nobody in my life that like we have this type of dynamic.
You and her.
Like what I'm saying is, I never have this with other people, like to try and check myself rather than check others.
Maybe you weren't the person they could talk to it about.
No.
These people are out here, but maybe you weren't the person that they could talk to it about. Breadhead Nico, I appreciate the 12 months, man. What were you saying?
Yeah, like more so like people that have the experience more than I do, that I could talk about a situation like that, like relationship advice and stuff like this. That makes sense?
They got experience. They got experience of being a loser.
Well, that's why I'm not talking to the right people, and that's why I'm on this call. So I hear what you're saying.
And you can't filter them out unless you have your identity as a strong man firm.
No, but like that's what I'm saying is I'm not taking advice from these people.
Yeah.
This is like the first like type of conversation like openly that I've had about this.
But you already have the first conversation you have. The first person you should have had this conversation with was yourself. That's why you said I struggled. I already knew this, and it because you wasn't having this conversation with yourself. Yourself would have already told you everything I just said.
I hear you.
Because all I'm speaking from is a place of self-love, integrity, and honor. So
yeah, man, you spin some.
There'll be similarities no matter my age, no matter where I'm from, my ethnicity. If I'm speaking from a place of self-love, integrity, and honor, another person who is speaking from a place of self-love, integrity, and honor will resonate in court. Like we'll our messages will damn near be so similar.
Yeah, man, you spin facts, man. I feel like I just needed this like as a reminder, like a wake up call.
No, fuck the wake up call. Go be a loser.
Oh, hell no.
Go be a weak man. That's fine.
Look at the tough love, man. Come on.
No, I'm just being honest. Like you could be a loser, right? You could be a loser. Who's stopping you from being? But go be whatever you want to be. It's not going to change my life. I'm just telling you what it is.
100%.
Make your choice, brother.
All right, man. You know what? I'm gonna come clean with this shorty. She deserves to know the truth.
Yes, exactly. It's not out of spite. It's not out of spite.
No.
It's not no get back. It's not revenge. It's principles.
Absolutely not.
It's principles. Not some emotion. It's not rooted in anger, sadness. It's principles.
Yeah.
That's why when I did the call with the guy earlier, I was like, bro, don't be sassy. Don't be rude about it. Just stand on your principles. That's all. I ain't trying to be disrespectful or rude, but if it makes you feel disrespected,
it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and record. Like if it's not a phone call, if it's in person.
If you record it and then I'll go live tomorrow night, that'd be interesting. Chad, would y'all want? That'd be lit. That'd be lit. We got you go mic'd up.
If it's a phone call, I'll record it and then maybe I'll put it in like the clips chat or something. And then, but if she's trying to link and she'd rather hear me talk in person, that might be kind of creeper vibes to be recording undercover like that. But
Do what you want to do, man. If
Nah,
you go,
that shit's
if you go,
crazy.
if you go mic'd up, that'd be funny as shit.
Hell nah, bust out the Sony with the lavaliers. That's crazy.
Yeah. You're telling her like speak louder.
Nah, man. No, I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it. Whatever.
I ain't telling you to do it. I ain't trying to tell you to do it. But like,
No,
if you do it, you do it. It's your life, bro. It's your life.
You're right. But from this conversation, I realized like, yeah, I gotta stand on my shit.
No, I'm not telling you
Regardless
to
of
record it.
how.
I'm not trying to tell you to record it.
No, that's crazy, Ty. That is crazy. But no, the phone call I'll record. I don't give a fuck about that. But yeah, nah. I'm not trying to take up your time, though, Ty. I appreciate you, man.
For sure, brother. Those are the
I appreciate the reminders and all that, man. Everybody else too, like. But nah, yeah, those are to the moon, Ty. I appreciate you, man.
Those are the moon, brother.
Catch you, man.
Chat. Big. 6 hours, nigga. 6 hours on the scoreboard. 100 plus subs today. Ew, I'm on them, man. Damn, they gonna smell this shit from a mile away, man. I'm on them. Ew. It stink, chat. How does one figure out what them laws and their principles are? Ask yourself what you care about and what matters to you. But you gotta be honest first, because then your laws might be infiltrated by weakness.